have a special interest in anatomy. Yeah, and I have a special interest in your anatomy. Hello, and welcome to the brand new demo of Knee Deep. This is a yandere dating sim in which your caring childhood best friend, your aloof roommate, and your sweet project partner all turn out to be yanderes who would happily kill for you. Hopefully you can navigate the situation well because things are getting pretty intense. Let's get started. Oh, I'm so excited. There's like a whole new animation now and it looks really good. Oh. Completely ignoring the question as to why he's in my room. I'm very keen to see this develop. Oh my gosh. Is that Rylee? Look how cute he is. And my personal favorite? I love him. There's a character creator now. It makes me so happy. I always love a good character creator. I wonder if there's like a straight bang I can do. You give me a character creator and I'll be here forever and ever until the end of time. I feel like though it'll be super cool if we ever had the option for like side hairs as well, so we can customize like the sides. Because I personally, like when I have my hair down, I don't pull it back behind my ears because then you can see my very chubby cheeks. I go with the purple hair. And then maybe this one? I feel like this is pretty cute. Then maybe for eyes we'll make something a little bit more. Whoopsies, those are my eyebrows. Definitely go with like a darker blue if we're gonna go with the blue hair like that. And then eye color, I think we can go maybe something a little bit brighter. Sure. Alright, these are my timetables. Click on the blue slots to add a subject. Okay. I'll add history. Then I'll add ethics. Probably digital art. And anatomy. This is all really cool though, being able to add like different subjects. I have a dream. I do not know who he is, but he's so gentle, cradling my face as he wipes the blood from my lip. And his smile is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. It's better this way. Now no one will ever hurt you but me. The text is moving very fast, and the terrifying part isn't the knife in his other hand. It's how safe I feel as he twists the blade inside of me. Oh,
Hey!
Oh my god, I'm so happy that there's voice acting in this. I'm really excited to hear the different voices.
Hey, are you alright?
My head is splitting open. That's the first thing I feel. A dull, relentless ache throbbing behind my eyes. Fragments of a nightmare swirl in the fog. The scent of copper, a distorted voice, and that awful bleeding red text. A face swims into view above me. Concerned red eyes, messy red hair. He's leaning over me, his brow furrowed.
You took a pretty nasty spill. Don't try to get up yet.
His voice is a steady anchor in my disorientation. But I can't place his name. It's right there, just out of reach.
Seriously, you're starting to scare me. How many fingers am I holding up?
None. You have your hand out. He holds up a hand, 3 fingers raised. 3, I'm pretty sure. I blink, trying to focus. 3?
Good job.
Thank you.
What's your name?
What's your name? Yinny.
Okay. Pronouns?
She, her. You selected she, her pronouns.
Okay, good. Not totally concussed. Just incredibly clumsy.
Hey.
Some things never change, huh you?
Milo. His name clicks into place just as he says mine. The barista. My childhood friend. The memories are still jumbled, but the feeling of safety is immediate. He's so cute.
You were just walking, then bam! Folded like a lawn chair. Gave me a heart attack. What's the last thing you remember?
I sure hope he folds me like a lawn chair. Last thing I remember? Nothing. I try to think, but all that comes back is the dream. The words. You look like an angel from heaven. Milo's eyebrows scrunch up, then his smile softens with sympathy. He offers a hand.
Come on, let's get you off the floor.
And maybe in turn I can get you off. Man, shut up, Yinny. Milo's grip on my hand is firm, his concern etched into his face. He doesn't let go once I'm standing. I pull my hand back, the movement making the cafe sway a little.
Right, that's it. We're going to the clinic. No arguments.
He tries to gently steer me towards the main door and I plant my feet.
I'm walking you to the clinic.
I can walk. There's only 10 minutes before your shift ends and don't you have your own lectures?
Sarah!
He yells over his shoulder to the other barista, who's been watching wide-eyed.
Cover for me? Family emergency.
Are we family? Is everything...
My friend's fine. Probably. You gotta go.
He doesn't wait for an answer, already steering me towards the door with a hand on my back.
Shift's covered.
You can't just yell family emergency and ditch your job. Lectures?
Nah, canceled. Professor's sick. So, you're stuck with me.
I side-eye him. That was suspiciously convenient. Really? Which one?
All of them. Every single professor I have today came down with a sudden, tragic case of not wanting to teach. It's an epidemic.
Okay, now you're just spoiling me. You're a terrible liar.
And you're a terrible patient. So, we're even.
I'm not going to the clinic, Milo. Drop it. He studies my face, sees the stubborn set of my hair and finally sighs in defeat, running a hand through his already messy hair.
You are the most infuriating person I know. Fine. I'll walk you to class then.
He crouches down to pick up my scattered books. His movements brisk but careful. As he hands them to me, he lets out a short, frustrated breath.
You're just like your mom, you know that? Stubborn as hell. She'd absolutely hate that you're refusing medical attention.
Well, that's because I'm fine. The comment so sudden and specific throws me. It's a low blow and he knows it. I'll show him a low blow. Anyways, wow, bringing my mom into this? That's a new low.
Are you honestly surprised?
I sigh, exasperated. No, I guess not.
She texted me this morning, by the way. Told me, make sure you're eating something that isn't instant noodles. My mom told me to try not to burn the cafe down. See the difference in parental expectations?
I mean, they're both pretty bad. He says it with a wry grin, taking the sting out of his earlier words. It's a classic Milo maneuver, pushing a boundary, then immediately smoothing it over with a joke. It's how he's always been. They're still texting you. I thought they'd given up on us as a lost cause.
Are you kidding? Our moms live for the weekly "How our kids are failing adulthood" updates. I'm pretty sure they have a shared calendar tracking our poor life choices.
We reach the steps of my building. Milo shoves his hands in his pockets, looking up at it.
You good from here? Promise you're not gonna faceplant the second you're out of my sight?
I promise.
Yeah, well, next time you wipe out, I'm just gonna roll you there in a wheelbarrow. See you later.
Gives a lazy wave and turns to leave. I slide into a seat near the back of the hall, the chair creaking under my weight. Professor Eleanor hasn't arrived yet and the room buzzes with the low chatter of students. My head still throbs, a dull reminder of my crash landing in the cafe. Needing a distraction, I pull out my phone, thumb hovering over my social media app. My head's still a little foggy. What's my username again? Enter your username, Helloyinny. A post from a username, Brutal Honesty, is at the top of my feed. The pun makes me roll my eyes even as I click on it. The comments were something else. Hypothetically, if someone you cared about was being, I don't know, recklessly self-destructive and refused to let you help, what would you do? Asking for a friend. Who? No one. Forget I asked. Dude, that's not hypothetical, that's just Tuesday with you. It's not like that, I'm just worried. Sounds like you need to have a conversation. Sometimes I think the only way to keep her safe is just to lock her up, obviously kidding, mostly. What the hell? Milo, I know that's you! Lock up? That's taking it a bit too far, no? Then I notice something off. Something that makes me have to blink twice. I blink again, trying to focus. The man at the front isn't Professor Eleanor. He's scribbling complex equations I haven't seen since high school. Astrophysics. A wave of hot embarrassment washes over me. Wrong building, wrong class, entirely wrong hemisphere of campus. Panic ignites in my chest. I had to get out. In my haste to stand, my bag strap catches on the chair leg. I yank it, stumbling forward and sending a chorus of squeaks and shuffles through the quiet room. Dozens of eyes turn to stare and my face burns as I mumble. Sorry. I'm a mess of flustered energy, fumbling with my phone to pull up the campus map. I'm not looking where I'm going at all. Around the corner at a half jog, my eyes glued to the screen. And collide head-on with something solid yet surprisingly soft. Rylee's boobas.
Oof.
A clatter of what sounds like a metal pencil hitting the floor. A sketchbook goes flying and its pages scatter across the linoleum. Oh, look at him on the floor. Oh, he's a baby girl. We both land in a heap. I'm sprawled half on top of him, my phone skittering away. No, sorry, you came out of nowhere. No. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so late, I wasn't looking. I push myself up, my words dying in my throat as I finally see the person I've torpedoed. I've torpedoed him in another way. He's a boy with a cloud of messy, fluffy blonde hair and the widest, most startled eyes I've ever seen, magnified slightly by a pair of crooked round glasses. This looks like a shoujo anime scene.
No, it's my fault. I was just standing here. Not just standing. I was walking, but I should have. Are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
He's talking a mile a minute, his own words tumbling over each other. He pushes his glasses back up his nose. A look of pure horror dawns on his features as he registers the sea of paper around us.
Oh no, the sketches.
He scrambles to his knees, his movements endearingly clumsy as he begins frantically gathering the loose pages. He's oddly protective of them, shielding them from view and trying to smooth out their corners with trembling fingers. Yeah, let me help you. I reach for a page near my knee. A beautifully drawn study of a tree, but he practically launches himself across the floor to get it first.
No, please, it's fine. I've got it. Really, they're just a mess. Total mess.
Someone's insecure about his art. His panic is so genuine and intense, it's almost funny. I hold my hands up in surrender. Okay, I give up. I give him a small apologetic smile, and for a second he freezes, just staring at me. The pink in his cheeks deepens to a proper blush. He quickly looks down, muttering something.
Cute.
What? Not so bad yourself.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just gonna flirt with everybody. Me when I have 2 hands, 3 holes, so on and so forth. My own heart does a little flip. I gather my own things, my mind still racing about being late. In my rush, I scoop up a few stray papers near my feet, assuming they're my own printouts, and shove them haphazardly into my open bag without a second glance. I'm really sorry again. I hope your drawings are okay.
It's really no trouble, truly. Are you sure you're alright?
He's now holding his massive sketchbook to his chest like a shield, his eyes full of genuine concern, even though I'm the one who plowed him over. Yeah, and I'll do it again, in bed. I'm fine, just late. Bye. I give him a final rush wave and take off running down the hall, the image of his blushing, flustered face stuck in my mind. I burst through the doors of the correct lecture hall, breathless and feeling like I ran a marathon. Professor Eleanor is already at the podium, her sharp eyes pinning me to the spot as I slink into the nearest empty seat, my heart hammering a frantic rhythm against my ribs. As I try to slow my breathing and blend into the floor, I risk a glance around the room. There, 3 rows ahead, is the boy from the hallway. The fluffy blonde hair is unmistakable. As if he can feel my gaze, his head snaps up. His wide blue eyes scan the room behind his round glasses before they land directly on me. He's here. Of course he's here. This is the art building. I literally just bulldozed an art student on my way to an art class. I sink a little lower in my chair, wishing I could disappear. Professor Eleanor's voice cuts through my mortification.
For today's practical, you will pair up. You and Rylee.
I'm sorry if this is inappropriate as I am a student, but Professor Eleanor is hot. Does Eleanor have a partner? My stomach drops. Rylee. So that's his name. Across the room, Riley's head pops up from behind his canvas. He looks less surprised and more like a man who's just been handed his own death sentence. He offers Professor Eleanor a weak, nervous smile before gathering his things. I'll gather his thing. In my hand, he settles into the seat next to me, a little breathless. He carefully avoids my eyes, focusing instead on rearranging his pencils with intense concentration.
Hello again. It's a surprisingly small campus.
I also have a surprisingly small bedroom if you'd like to compare. His voice is soft, but the nervous tremor is gone. It seems like it. I'm really sorry about what happened before. I was seriously lost. His eyes flicker up to mine for a moment before darting away, a shy, grateful smile touching his lips.
It's quite alright. It was certainly a memorable way to start the day.
He peeks at me again, a faint blush returning to his cheeks.
I'm Rylee.
I gathered. I'm Yinny. Yinny, he repeats, the name sounding thoughtful on his tongue. He nods, a small genuine smile playing on his lips. How did you get here faster than me?
You took the long way here. I thought that you'd know that the campuses are connected since it's already your 2nd week here.
Oh, Professor Eleanor's voice cuts through our introduction.
Your project as a pair is to capture your partner's essence. Not just their face, but a sense of who they are. You will each create a piece, and you have 1 week. Use this time to talk, to observe.
The professor explains the assignment in more detail, as the class takes notes. We're to capture not just our partner's face, but who they are as a person. To try and capture what lies beneath the surface. Riley's eyes widen slightly at the assignment, a flicker of excitement crossing his face.
So, how should we approach this? Would you prefer to draw first, or shall I? I'm flexible.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you are. We could take turns. Maybe we can meet up in a few days after we've, actually introduced ourselves properly. The relief that washes over his face is palpable.
That's a perfect idea. Much more logical.
He takes a visible breath, straightening his glasses.
Proper introductions then. I'm Rylee, 1st year. Fine arts major with a sculpture focus, though I draw constantly.
Yeah, emphasis on the fine art. Yinny, 1st year, also fine arts.
I had a feeling. Your style has an artistic feel to it. And I've seen you around, actually. You often read under the big oak tree near the Humanities building, the west side, where the afternoon light's particularly good.
He says it all so smoothly, but a telltale pink creeps up his neck, betraying his calm delivery.
I notice light and compositions. It's a habit.
As you should, because you are an artist. You're very observant.
It has its uses. For our project, we could meet at the campus cafe in a few days. The light is decent and the coffee is passable. Unless you prefer another location. I'm open to suggestions.
The cafe sounds perfect. The bright beaming smile he gives me is worth all the earlier chaos. It's pure and unguarded.
Excellent! It's a plan then.
He pulls out his phone, his movements now sure and steady.
May I have your number? To coordinate.
Uh-huh. I nod and give it to him. He taps in carefully, his thumb hovering over the save button.
And... sent.
A moment later, my phone buzzes softly. A new text from an unknown number pops up. Hello, this is Rylee. I can't help but smile as I save the contact. I'll see you later then. So soon? Okay, bye. The walk home is quiet. My head finally feels clear. But my phone lights up one too many times. Annoying tall guy. You alright? Seriously, I'm so worried. You collapsed on me just this morning? Well, your childhood friends will grow up and just try to ignore you. I saw you in your diapers. You can't do this to me. Hey, text him back. I'm dead already. Too late. Hi, dead already. This is Milo. Ah, shut up. A phone call came my way, obviously from none other than Milo himself. I reluctantly pick it up. Hello? There's a sharp intake of breath on the other side, followed by a voice I know too well.
How do you feel?
Fake a cough.
If you were a better actor, I might believe you. But you're not, so I don't. Nice try. For the record, my sources say you made it to class.
Sources? Still wondering what sources you have.
And apparently caused a scene in the hallway that involved tackling some poor, unsuspecting art student. You really can't go 5 minutes without causing chaos, can you?
What the hell? Are you're like watching me for real for real. I can practically hear the grin in his voice. Milo Green.
I'm Milo Green when you're mad at me, and low when you like.
There's a pause. I hear the faint hum of the espresso machine on his end. Someone calling an order in the background, then his voice drops a little softer.
You really okay though?
I told you, yeah, I'm just tired.
Head still hurting?
A bit, it's fine though, I'm walking home.
Alone?
Yeah?
Nope, absolutely not. Stay where you are, I'll come walk you.
I'm a grown woman. Milo, no, you're at work.
Shift's over in 5 minutes. I can make it there in 10.
By running through traffic?
If that's what it takes.
The silence that follows is tense, enough to make my chest tighten. I can hear the faint scrape of his hand over the phone like he's running it through his hair.
Look, humor me, alright? Just let me walk you home. You passed out earlier.
I'll be fine, it's a 5-minute walk.
That's 5 minutes too many for you to trip over another artist.
You're never letting that go, are you?
Not a chance.
He sighs again, a long, weary exhale that sounds like he's conceding. But I know that tone. It's the one he uses right before finding a loophole.
Okay, fine. I'll stay on the phone until you're home.
You're kidding.
Step 1 of remote escort duty. Now start walking. Because I can tell you've been in one place this whole time.
Are you stalking me or just psychic now?
I just know how you are. You're probably hovering near the park fountain, pretending to move, but really arguing with me.
I think he's genuinely just watching me. Always got a tracker on our phone. Scarily accurate.
Told you. Now walk.
I roll my eyes, but I stop moving anyway. My phone pressed to my ear. The evening air feels cool against my skin as the street lamps flicker on one by one. Milo keeps up a steady stream of commentary, half teasing, half concerned.
You should really get that headache checked.
Mm-hmm.
Drink water.
Doing it.
Lie if you want, but I'll know.
By the time I reach my apartment door, my head's pounding a little less. Alright, I'm home. Mission complete.
See? Wasn't that so hard?
I unlock the door, flick on the light. I don't see a pair of shoes. My roommate's probably not here yet. I'm inside.
Good. Lock the door, okay?
There's a Labubu on a shelf. Who owns a Labubu? It better not be me. I hate those things. Milo...
Just do it.
I roll my eyes but turn the lock.
There. Now I can stop worrying for like 5 minutes.
You worry too much.
Yeah. I know. Night, you. Text me if your head gets worse.
Good night, Milo. He doesn't hang up right away. I can hear his quiet breathing for a few seconds longer before the line clicks. I run as fast as possible to my room to be greeted by the wonderful thing that would never leave my side or betray me. My bed. Finally, home. The quiet stretches for a moment before I decide what to do next. Scroll through social media, study, or take a nap. Scroll through social media. I really deserve a rest. 10 minutes won't hurt. I flop onto my bed, promising myself that I won't spend too much time on it. I turn on my phone and click on the first app I see. Then I proceed to scroll mindlessly through multiple cat videos much to my heart's content. I get startled by the sound of the front door clicking shut. The room is dark, the only light is a pale blue from the streetlights filtering through the windows. I fumble for my phone. 7:03 p.m. A heavy tread, familiar and deliberate, moves through the living area. It's Anthony, my roommate. We moved into these dorms 2 weeks ago when the semester started, and Anthony was already just there. He's a man of a few words. mostly communicating in grunts and mm-hms. But he's a surprisingly good listener when I ramble about my day. Milo, after one brief assessing meeting, had just shrugged and said, he seems solid, quiet, which from Milo was a glowing endorsement. He usually comes back at odd hours and I know almost nothing about him, including what major he even takes or what he does when I'm at school. Hi, he's so pretty. I love him. He's my favorite. Look how hot he is. I shuffle out of my room, rubbing the sleep from my eyes. Anthony is standing by the kitchen counter, his long hair tied back and the intricate sleeves of tattoos on his arms are on full display. He looks tired. You okay? He glances over, his expression neutral. Rough day? He gives a short non-committal grunt, but looks at me clearly as though waiting for me to tell him about my day. Well, my day was a mess. Passed out at the cafe, Milo freaked out, then I literally crashed into some art student. It's been a day. He listens. Faint hint of a smile touching his lips as I described tackling Rylee. It was more of a reaction than most people got.
Sounds loud.
You have no idea. Anyways, I'm gonna try and be productive. Do some laundry. He nods, turning to grab water from the fridge.
Need help?
Nah, I head to the small laundry basket in the corner of the living room, mindlessly gathering my own rumpled clothes from the day. On autopilot, I scoop up Anthony's small pile from beside it, a couple of dark t-shirts and his jeans. Well, time to put all the clothes in the basket. Hey, it's Anthony's shirt. What if I just steal it? What is that? The jeans are dark, but the stains on them are darker. Thick, rusty brown smears that are flaking at the edges. One of the t-shirts has a large damp patch of it, a deep, unmistakable crimson that stands out even against the black cotton. Blood. A lot of it. My sleep-addled brain short-circuits for a second. I stare at the clothes in my hands and back towards the kitchen. Anthony's leaning against the counter, sipping his water, looking perfectly calm. Anthony? He looks over. I hold up the bloody jeans. Anthony, there's blood all over this. Did you get your period? This isn't your blood. What happened here? This is blood. Are you okay? There's a beat of silence. His expression doesn't change, but his eyes flick from my face to the clothes in my hand. He takes another slow sip of water.
Don't worry about it. It's just work.
Uh-huh. What kind of job coats you in blood?
Butcher shop. Messy day.
Uh-huh. He says it evenly, but there's a finality in his tone that feels like a closed door. He takes the rest of the clothes from me.
I'll handle mine. Don't want to ruin your stuff.
He turns and starts pre-treating the stains at the sink with quiet focus. His back to me. The conversation is clearly over. Still, that was a lot of blood. Right. Okay. Just be careful, right? He glances back over his shoulder, and for a split second, I see something unreadable in his eyes before it's gone.
Always am.
Butcher shops use aprons and gear. Why is personal... Wait, I should ask him more questions. So... what's on your mind? I know. I've been telling you about my day ever since we met, but I don't know what's on your mind.
Well, I'm currently wondering why we're having a heartfelt conversation in front of the laundry.
Some of the best conversations I had at like 3 a.m. in the laundry room, no? I glare at him and he gives me a soft smile. I let out a short laugh, shaking my head. Fine. I'm done. He gives a satisfied nod, turning back to scrubbing stains in the sink. The water runs pink. I quickly separate my own clothes, the bright whites and pastels as stark contrast to his dark bloody fabrics, and shove them into the machine. The rest of the evening passes quietly. Anthony retreats to his room and I do too. It's way too late. 11:18 p.m. I should sleep, but there are no classes tomorrow. I mean, I could just stay up the whole night. We should stay up. I must have fallen asleep at some point, but I still feel dead inside. And my phone lies discarded on the bed next to me. On the bright side, I replied to all my texts, scrolled on TikTok for hours, and read fanfiction for a few more. Yay! What else is there to do? There's no class today, yet I don't feel like getting out of bed quite yet. And just then my phone lights up in an intense and bright red. What the hell? My heart starts to pound. I pick up the device like it's a bomb, which it very well could be with the way it's glowing. As it's waiting for me, the screen's glow begins to fade when I pick it up. It's no longer blinding and I can read the words that appear. It's bold, with a black background and blood-red letters that force me to blink in order to adjust my vision. Welcome, are you ready to play a game? Jigsaw, is that you? A game? What is this, some kind of virus? I don't remember clicking on any suspicious links. Tap the screen. Nothing happens. There's no X to click on, no escape from the garish graphics on display. Alright, now I'm starting to freak out. The first wave of text fades only to be replaced with more. You've been chosen, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. All you have to do is agree to my terms of service. What do you say? No? I can't click no? Damn. Good. Good? What's good about this? Yeah. At this rate, I start to consider the fact that I might need a new phone. I've never seen a virus so impossible to get rid of. All I can do is click through the prompts and hope they'll stop. Or at least let me exit whatever program is causing it. See you again soon. My phone shuts off. When I power it on again, everything is normal. I check all of my apps, my pictures, my settings, all normal. I exhale slowly, feeling a mix of relief and curiosity. The hell even was that? I shake my head, trying to loosen the creeping feeling of unease building up in my chest. Whatever, it's gone now. Guess that's as good of a sign to get out of bed. What to do next? Clean my bag. Oh gosh, the hellhole that is my bag. It's so incredibly messy. As I dig through my bag, I notice a stack of papers that doesn't feel like mine. What the? I hold it up for me to meet my eye. I pick one up. It's a beautifully detailed study of a tree. Another is a sketch of a hand. My memory flashes back to yesterday, crashing into Rylee in the hall. The beautiful fluttering snowstorm of his sketchbook pages. Me scooping up my things in frantic, embarrassed rush. Oh no, I took his drawings. And I think I ripped one. Let's put the ripped pages back together. Let me guess, it's me. Yep, this absolutely is me. Oh look, what a surprise. I can't believe Rylee was drawing me. I stare at the repaired drawing in my hands. It's me. Oh my god. I thought yesterday was our first meeting. He must have been taking portraits of people around the campus. Though I don't see anyone but me. How flattering. Check my phone. Ah, that Brutal Honesty account. I open the app and navigate to the Brutal Honesty profile, scrolling through the most recent posts. My favorite piece of art is looking a little smudged today. Someone should really teach other brushes to keep their distance. What the hell? Saw my person talking to another artist today. The composition was all wrong, the frame was all wrong. Sometimes you have to crop the distractions yourself. What? What? Someone took a nasty spill. If I find out who left an obstacle in their path, we're gonna have a very serious conversation about workplace safety. I stop scrolling. A cold feeling settling in my stomach. I keep going further back. Fed the neighbor's yapping dog a special treat. The silence is so much more melodic. What? I really hope that's not what I think it means. There's a particular high you get from watching something beautiful break. A pity most people are too fragile to appreciate the art in the collapse. The city's pigeon population is getting out of control. Start a new hobby, pest control with a pellet gun. It's all about precision. Sometimes I put out food and lace. Oh, awful! The account has so many followers, and for what? People are replying to the post acting similarly to Brutal Honesty, maybe even looking up to him. An odd feeling settles in my stomach. Just then the front door clicks open. Heavy, familiar footsteps. Anthony's back. I shuffle out of my room, the disturbing post still fresh in my mind. He's standing by the kitchen counter, his gaze immediately landing on the full untouched plate of food he left for me this morning.
You didn't eat.
It's not a question. His voice is flat and I can hear the edge of disapproval. I got distracted. I haven't eaten yet. He glances at the clock on the microwave. 12:47. His eyes narrow slightly.
It's almost 1. Your body needs fuel, not just whatever that is on your phone.
He doesn't wait for an answer. He walks to the fridge, pulls out ingredients and starts moving around our small kitchen with a quiet, practiced efficiency. The silence stretches, filled only by the sizzle of butter in a pan and the rhythmic chop of a knife. 10 minutes later, he slides the plate in front of me at the small table, a perfectly cooked omelette and a slice of toast. Then he puts down an identical plate for himself and sits across from me.
Eat.
Thanks. Anthony shrugs and tucks into his own meal without another word. I take a bite. It's delicious, fluffy and perfectly seasoned. This is really good. You're a great cook.
It's nothing.
It's not nothing to me. Seriously, I appreciate it. He barely misses a beat. Motions to my plate and the food still left on it.
It's gonna get cold. Eat.
We sit in silence for another minute.
You're staring.
Sorry, just thinking.
Don't hurt yourself.
A beat of silence, then I see the faintest, almost imperceptible twitch at the corner of his mouth. Was that a joke? From him. Just as I'm about to take another swipe, my phone vibrates on the table. An unknown number. I hesitate and swipe to answer. Hello? A young man's voice, bright and slightly frantic, bursts from the speaker. Hi, yeah, finally. Look, I've been waiting for over a week. Where is it? The tracking number is useless. I think you have the wrong number. No, this is the contact for Sparkle Maid Services, right? I ordered the deluxe package, black lace trim, very specific instructions. Sparkle Maid? No, this is just my personal number. You got the wrong person. I don't own a maid outfit and I definitely don't sell them. There was a pause on the other end. Wait, seriously? Oh, my bad. The website was sketchy anyway. Sorry to bother you. In the background, Anthony, having finished his food, stands up and takes his plate to the sink.
Want some tea?
Oh, look at his smile. His low rumbling voice is unmistakable even from a few feet away. There's a sharp intake of breath from the other end of the line. No way, was that Tony? My blood runs cold. Tony? Nobody calls Anthony that. Who is this? Is this Yinny from Pebblestone? The one who face-planted in the cafe and tackled Rylee? My jaw dropped. How does he know all that? A small campus, and Tony's voice is pretty memorable. Look, this is too perfect. I'm Cal. We've got like 3 mutual friends. Tell Tony his favorite comp sci major says hi. I look over at Anthony, who's now leaning against the counter, arms crossed, watching me with a deeply unamused expression. He clearly heard his name. He says it's Cal, your favorite comp-sci major? Anthony's expression darkens. He lets out a short, weary sigh that speaks volumes.
Hang up.
I heard that. Rude. Don't hang up, Yinny. There's a way better connection than a maid outfit. We should totally hang out. I'm caught between confusion and laughter. This is the weirdest wrong number call I've ever had. Stick with me. It won't be the last. See you around, Yinny, and tell Tony I expect my damn maid outfit. The line goes dead and I'm left staring at my phone. Then at Anthony, who looks like he's just bitten into a lemon. So, I didn't know you're into those kinds of things. How scandalous. His face sours even more, like he just bit into a second lemon. Anthony deftly ignores my insinuation, instead motioning in my direction.
Hand me your plate.
I'm left to tidy up all the plates while Anthony diligently washes them. Not a single complaint crossing over, even though he cooked the dishes as well. Just as I'm putting the last plate in the drying rack, my phone buzzes in my pocket, then buzzes again and again. And by the way, it's Cal. Save your number, just so you know. Cal looks kinda cute from the portrait. Also, tell Tony the black lace is non-negotiable. So you and Tony are roommates, huh? That's interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, you seem fun. We should def hang out. I know all the good spots on campus and all the gossip, just saying. I can't help but laugh, shaking my head. Your friend Cal is persistent. Anthony doesn't even turn from the sink, but his shoulders tense slightly.
He's not my friend.
I retreat to my room for the rest of the afternoon, letting the weird energy of the day settle. I scroll through my phone half-heartedly, attempting to read for class, and eventually just end up watching videos. A few hours later, Anthony wordlessly leaves a container of leftover pasta and a fork outside my door. No, just a quiet tap to let me know it's there. I eat at my desk. The food is simple but good. The text from Cal sit open on my screen. A bizarre, cheerful punctuation mark in a day that started with such dark thoughts. As I turn off the light, my phone lights up one last time. Really? It's the middle of the night. I groan and sink deeper into the pillow. My back protests with a dull ache. Serves me right for skipping stretches all week. My mom would have a field day if she saw me like this. The noise goes off again. What app even sounds like that? I haven't downloaded anything weird recently anyway. Wait, it's just an email. I squint at the bright red glow from the screen. Not again? I'm just gonna ignore it. It's just an email this time anyway. Well, I can't ignore it. Oh, come on. I sit up, hair sticking in all directions, glaring at the screen like it personally insulted me. My inbox flashes with unread mail until one line catches my eye. The game has begun. I blink then read again, the words don't disappear. The email reads, "You've been chosen to participate in a fun new game, and you have many secret admirers, lucky you. And because you so graciously accepted the terms of service, you will now be bestowed with a power, aka a highly sophisticated affection tracker that was installed into your smartphone the moment you open this email. You're welcome. Power, heart echo. Function, the ability to sense who loves you so deeply they'd commit murder for your sake. Also includes a short profile of your target. You are the one I've been waiting for. If you have questions, you may not call me. I'm mysterious like that." Sure, totally legit. I roll my eyes and scroll down. It looks ridiculous, yet the one line echoes in my head. And because you so graciously accepted... Wait, what? Oh no, tell me it didn't just... I flip over to the home screen, and there it is, a deep red icon glowing like it owns the place. Heart echo. I shouldn't open it. I really shouldn't open it. We're gonna open it. I want to open it. Thanks for your participation. Below is a list of those who will commit murder for your sake, ranked from most obsessed to relatively sane. Of course, Milo is there. I like how Anthony's the, assassin, but he's the most sane. I wonder who the unknown is. Heart Echo is not responsible for any crimes of passion committed in your honor. Milo. It's so Milo. He's probably behind this prank. He has to be. Maybe Rylee or Mom? No, that's insane. I run my temple, my brain spinning. You've got to be kidding me. Who even is unknown? Why is Anthony on the list and last of all people? And Milo, does that mean he actually... Someone clearly has too much time on their hands. I flop back on the bed, face buried in plushies, heartbeat loud in my ears. Whatever I did in a past life, it must have been something serious. Sleep finally wins, pulling me under before I can spiral into conspiracy territory. Pancakes. I mumble, slowly sitting up in my bed. What time is it? I reach for my phone, blinking slowly as my eyes readjust to the sunlight seeping through my blinds.
Hey you, wake up. You're late for class. I think. I made you pancakes.
He yells out from the kitchen. I slap myself awake and run over, witnessing Anthony while he sits down to eat. I sit across from him to have breakfast as well, just like we'd done for quite a while. I take in the view of the pancakes that stand right in front of me, the maple syrup making the pancakes shine as if they were from a commercial. My hand leaps to dig into the food. Crap, I'm starting to drool. I need to act fast. My fork stabs the golden brown pile, taking a huge chunk out of it. I chew slowly, making sure to savor every last piece. I look back up at Anthony, who patiently nibbles on his food. It's so good. Last night's memory suddenly flooded my brain. I have to confirm that whatever happened last night was indeed true. I'm determined to do anything necessary to prove it. Hey Anthony, let's say I hypothetically get hurt. What would you do? Anthony pauses mid-bite. His fork hovering in the air as his dark eyes shoot up to meet my unnerving gaze. His expression is almost unreadable for a couple of seconds. To my own surprise, he just smiles. The corner of his mouth twitches at my words. Is he enjoying this?
It depends. What are you talking about? Let me think. Physical, emotional, someone saying your outfit's fugly.
Hey, well... My shoulders tense up at his response. I awkwardly chuckle, trying to play off what I said as a joke. You know, silly questions.
I don't like violence, but if it happened, I'd make sure they regret it. I'm sure it'll never happen, though. Right?
I see the room slowly close in on me, breathing becoming more of a struggle as the seconds pass. I feel the air running out of my lungs as if I were choking. I manage to cough out an anxious chuckle, my fingers gripping the tablecloth. It's good to know I've got someone by my side.
Don't worry about it, Yo. Is anyone giving you problems?
Oh, no, nothing like that. Later that morning I meet up with Rylee in the art studio. The sunlight filters through the tall windows, bathing the room in a soft light. He's already there, sketching on a large canvas. His golden hair catches the light, giving him an almost ethereal glow. I pause for a moment, considering him and the sketch I saw, thinking about how it's really nothing concerning, and how if I'm wrong, then acting coldly towards him will only make things worse.
Hey, you made it.
He doesn't look up, a small smile playing on his lips. I set my bag down, suddenly nervous. Yeah, sorry I'm late. Rylee looks up, his sharp green eyes locking onto mine.
You're not late. I just like being early.
He gestures to the seat beside him and I hesitate before sitting.
So, I'm guessing you haven't had time to think much about our project yet.
I have sort of, just not a lot. He smiles, soft and inviting.
That's why there's two of us, right?
We work in silence for a while, but I can't stop sneaking glances at him. He looks so focused, so confident in what he's doing. I, on the other hand, feel completely out of my depth. After a while, Rylee breaks the silence.
You okay? You seem distracted.
I nod absent-mindedly. We spend the rest of the afternoon researching symbolism in flowers, and Rylee's enthusiasm is contagious. He has this way of looking at art that makes even the simplest details feel profound. You know, you remind me of this flower. He blinks.
What?
I shrug, a soft smile on my lips. Strong, vibrant, hard to ignore. His cheeks heat up and he quickly looks away.
You really think so?
I do. My voice is quiet but certain. When the session finally ends, Rylee reaches into his bag and pulls out a small notebook.
Here, take this. It's got some notes and sketches I made for our project. Maybe it'll help if you get stuck?
I'm about to turn and leave when a voice cuts through the hallway. Oh, look who it is. The man, the myth, the maestro. Oh my god, Cal's so pretty. The guy with a sharp knowing smirk leans against the wall opposite the door.
Cal, what are you doing here?
What, come visit my favorite artist? Anthony hates me too much to hang out. Milo's been hovering around uni here like a particularly anxious hawk. Figured I'd ambush the only one friend I have. Oh, he's so hot. I want him. His eyes full of playful curiosity land squarely on me. And you must be Yinny, Rylee's new project partner. He says the last two words with a teasing lilt that makes Rylee blush. Don't look so startled. Your reputation precedes you. I'm Cal. We sort of met over the phone. The wrong number call. The maid outfit. It all clicks into place. I'd wear a maid outfit for him. Right, the deluxe package. See, you remember. Anyways, I won't keep you. Just wanted to finally put a face to the name. See you around, Yinny. I want him. With a final wink, he pushes off the wall and saunters down the hall, leaving a slightly flustered silence in his wake.
Sorry about him. He's, a lot.
That's okay. He seems interesting. Yeah, interesting. That's the nicest way I can put it. The day passes in a blur. My class is offering little distraction from the chaos spinning in my head. By the time classes end, I'm exhausted but still restless. My phone buzzes with a call from Milo. Hurriedly, I pick it up.
Park again? You seem off lately.
Sure. Usual spot? Under the soft glow of the streetlights, Milo is already waiting on the bench when I arrive. He has a cup of coffee in one hand and his usual lopsided grin on his face.
You look like you haven't slept.
His tone is teasing, but his eyes are full of concern. Thanks, just what I needed to hear. He chuckles, but the humor quickly fades.
Seriously, you. What's going on? You've been distant.
I glance at him, my heart sinking. Milo has always been able to read me too well, and now with the app's results fresh in my mind, I feel like I'm a walking tightrope. How am I supposed to act normal when he's literally ranked at the top of a list of people willing to kill for me? That is true. Your hair's gonna turn grey from worrying so much.
Then so be it. You sure you're alright?
I'm fine. Nothing is wrong. I fight to look normal, dredging up a soft smile from the depths of my heart. Yeah, fine. Just school, you know? The usual. Milo studies me for a long moment, then nods slowly.
If you say so.
The silence that follows is almost comfortable, save for the nagging thoughts in my head. Finally, I blurt out. Milo, do you think it's weird to, I don't know, do extreme things to someone you care about? His brows furrow.
What kind of extreme things are we talking about?
I hesitate. Like, fighting for them, protecting them, that sort of thing? Milo's expression softens and he leans forward, resting his elbows on his knees.
I think if you care about someone enough, you do whatever it takes to keep them safe. That's not weird. That's just love.
That statement can be twisted in so many ways, just like how I'll twist Milo in so many ways. The words hang in the air between us, heavy and unspoken for so long that it almost feels foreign. My chest tightens and I look away, staring at the darkened trees. Right. Love. Milo straightens, his gaze still fixed on me.
You. Is there something you're not telling me?
I sigh and shake my head. It's nothing, just a lot on my mind.
Okay.
His voice is quiet, but his eyes tell me he doesn't believe me. When I arrive home, I immediately look through my notes, not on subjects I have to study, but about the 4 people listed in the Heart Echo app. I know I shouldn't play into it. Clearly, it's an elaborate scam or some wild attempt to steal my data. But seeing everyone's names on here and how detailed the information is, I can't help myself. Murder, though, is it really possible for them to do such a thing? Only one way to find out. I cross off the unnamed person and try to focus on the others. Milo, my protective childhood friend. Rylee, my shy project partner. Anthony, my closed-off roommate. The name that intrigues me the most is... Oh no, let's do Anthony first. My hands are shaky enough that it takes a couple of tries on my finger to properly tap the button on the screen. Anthony. I choose Anthony. Heart Echo mentioned he was relatively sane and the least likely to murder in my name. I don't know him super well yet, but he's been the perfect roommate so far. Respectable, dependable, and willing to meet me halfway with all the chores around the place. Well, if you ignore how often he hogs the washing machine, he's kind of intimidating though, so sometimes I'm not sure what to say to him, or even if he wants to talk at all. Or maybe the scales are so skewed that even having the lowest threat level still just means that he's just that, a threat. Well, I think last night just took the top spot on my worst sleeps ever leaderboard. Somehow I managed to cobble a few hours of sleep together, but as I sit up and stretch, I feel like my body forgot to do any real resting. Thoughts about Heart Echo, the deranged things I read, kept bouncing around in the corners of my mind, like those retro DVD screensavers. All the frantic pacing around my room must tucker me out because my body hits the bed before I can even process what's happening. And 2 firm knocks rap against my door. I jolt into the air, muscles seizing. I barely managed to hold in an undignified yelp. You're not gonna snooze that alarm a 5th time, are you? Anthony. At the sound of his voice, the cavalcade of emotions I felt last night flood back into me. Is he dangerous? The app says so. Am I even safe in my own dorm anymore? Dreamland's closed for the day. Come on, got something for you out here. He sounds just like how he always does. I shake my head, hoping it will clear my thoughts. I might be putting off too much stock in the random malware that's installed itself onto my phone. It's curiosity that grants me the strength to emerge from my blanket cocoon. Outside, I spot Anthony lounging on the couch and nursing a drink. Something hot, judging by the tendrils of steam wafting up from the top of the mug. There you are. Here, sit, drink. Oh no, I have to voice Anthony now. I pad my way over to the couch, footsteps muffled by fuzzy socks, and take a seat next to my roommate. It's hot. Here, I'll hold down the fort. You can grab the handle. Anthony gingerly hands me a hot mug of coffee. The mug is small, a fact that I register as my hand brushes against Anthony's to secure it. I almost drop the tiny thing when I feel how hot his fingertips are, near scalding as he holds the mug steady for me. Thanks. I'm gonna need this today if I aspire to be anything more than a zombie shambling around campus. Anthony lets out an affirmative grunt as I bring the caffeinated goodness to my lips. I make a positive noise of my own. This is a pretty good cup of coffee. Like it? It's perfect. How'd you guess the right amount of milk and sugar to add? Anthony shifts on the couch. You mentioned your coffee order during one of your post-class rambles. I improvised with that in mind. Oh, I didn't think Anthony really paid much attention when I went on about my day. I didn't even remember what I told him in that little tidbit. Mission accomplished then. This is delicious. Maybe I can save a few dollars and skip the cafe every now and then since I have a barista living in my dorm. I can grab some nicer ingredients if you want. Flavored syrups, by the grounds, that sort of thing. I think I'd like that. And you might too. I mean, black coffee? A little sweetness won't kill you, you know. Tastes alright, it works. Never needed to try anything else. I make a face. I didn't like it at first either. Too bitter. But I kept trying. Everyone goes crazy for the stuff. I want to know why. I found out eventually. Once you overcome the bitterness, there's all kinds of notes. Nuts, chocolate, spice. They're faint, but they're there. Coffee's complex. Instead of appreciating it, people dilute its flavors. They brute force the bitterness away with sweetness. I think this is the most Anthony has ever said to me. I want to keep the moment going, but a horrible realization hits me. The fact that you got all that from instant coffee is seriously impressive. I still think it's worth introducing you to all the delicious flavors in the chocolate factory, Charlie, but maybe later. Looking at my phone reminds me how close I'm cutting it before my next class. You might have been right about all that snoozing. I'm gonna have to book it to make it to class on time. It pains me, but I get up from the couch, scanning for my book bag. Wait, you didn't eat any... No time. The coffee will sustain me. Trust. I can almost hear Anthony's eye roll as I race to grab my bag and rush out the door. By the skin of my teeth, I make it to my art history lecture on time. If I didn't have caffeine pumping through my system, I probably would have passed out from exhaustion with how fast I sprinted onto campus. Professor Lane lets out an exasperated sigh as I enter the lecture hall. I do my best not to make direct eye contact with anyone as I shimmy towards the only empty seat in the lecture hall. As I settle in, I hear a familiar laugh. Someone's a little tardy to the party. Miss your alarm? Or did our favourite brooding Doberman reveal himself to be an actual yappy little chihuahua? I can't imagine Anthony as a chihuahua, no, but we did sit and enjoy some instant coffee together for a bit after I snoozed my alarm too many times. Milo raises an eyebrow, a dumbfounded expression forming on his face. He gave you some bitter burnt sludge and you drank it willingly? Is everything alright in that dorm? Should I alert the authorities or something? There's no need to be jealous. I should have guessed that homebrew coffee wouldn't be Milo's cup of tea. I stifle a laugh at the thought. He's such a coffee snob. Not all of us have around-the-clock access to a $10,000 miracle machine, Milo. Besides, I certainly couldn't taste any sludge underneath the cream and sugar Anthony added. It wasn't a cafe-quality latte, true, but he made the most out of what we had lying around the dorm. The gesture was sweet enough. Milo doesn't look convinced, but he drops the subject in favor of Professor Lane's lecture. I follow suit, jotting down notes on a fresh page in my loose leaf. The use of shadow on negative space can amplify the intensity of light in a painting's composition. This technique is called chiaroscuro, and is most strongly associated with Baroque period. After I finish my classes of the day, I head over to the park near the edge of campus. Most people prefer to study at the cafe or the library. I'm a fan of those spots too, but sometimes they feel a little claustrophobic. The frenetic energy oozing from everyone can be a little overwhelming. There's a chill in the air today, which means that the park will mostly be empty. On days like this, I can imagine the park as a secret oasis only a small handful of students know the way to. I pull out my sketchbook, eager to try out some chiaroscuro-style shading myself. A quick scan of the area reveals my subject for the day, a majestically melancholic willow tree. As I make to put pencil to paper, I feel something brush against my leg. I jump from the bench. My sketch pad flies from my hands and thumps onto the grass. The sound triggers another, some leaves rustling under the bench. A pigeon maybe? Or a rabbit? I lean down to investigate and find a cat. Examine the cat's posture. The cat's back is arched, tail low and swishing from side to side. The hairs on its back are raised like it's been electrified. Reminds me of a porcupine. That probably means I should approach with caution, if at all. Show your palm to the cat. As I extend my palm towards the cat, it bristles. I wait a bit before trying again. It looks less alarmed this time around, but makes no move to inspect my hand. Okay, maybe we can share the bench then. Me up top and you under there. Does that work for you, little guy? The cat responds with the same steady gaze it's given me this entire time. It doesn't seem keen to move from its leaf bed. Slowly, I grab my sketchbook off the ground and sit back down, giving the cat as much space as I can. Back to more important business, drawing a moody willow tree with some Baroque flair. It takes a minute to get into the zone, but before I know it, my pencil begins gliding along the surface of my sketchbook, like the breeze against the willow leaves. At some point, the cat joins me on the bench. I welcome the company. I stay in that creative flow for who knows how long until the breeze turns a little less gentle. The paper in my sketchbook whips erratically as the wind buffets the tree. As if a curtain is being drawn, the willow leaves part to reveal a figure lounging on a hefty branch near the tree's trunk. Is that Anthony? I hold my breath, willing the wind to pick up again. Sure enough, it's him. Lying on the branch, one arm folded above his head, the other clutching something to his chest. I see gangly wires belonging to a pair of earbuds and a sports ball resting at the foot of the tree. He must be listening to some music on his phone. I can't help but wonder what genres he likes. Maybe something grungy, rock, metal, alternative? Or maybe he's the type to listen to stuff that no one would expect, like bubblegum pop. I'm startled out of my reverie when a soft voice breaks through the wind song. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. I figured you heard me coming with all the leaves and I crunched to get to the bench. Mind if I sit? Sure, it's as much your property as mine. There's plenty of room for two. I scoot over a touch and move my backpack to the ground to give Rylee some space. The cat, as she had discovered, repositions herself onto my lap. This is why, best demo ever, because we get a cat. Rylee smiles graciously before joining me on the bench. It's funny, sometimes I see you out here as I walk to class. I'm happy to finally have caught you when we're both free. I don't know Rylee well yet, but something about the way he tilts his head towards me and how he fiddles with his fingers creates an odd sense of calm within me. Weird, because Rylee looks almost ready to bolt away like a spooked gazelle. It's nice as all. I like to come out here for inspiration as well. The park is different every time you visit. The subtle yet energetic ever-flowing nature, the whole society constantly shifting all around us. It's almost maddening how nothing here is ever completely how you last left it. We're all in a never-ending fluctuation as artists. Our job is to put the pin in the butterfly, to stop time, to halt change, to capture. Rylee suddenly stops talking, realization dawning on him as he slides his face in his hands. Oh gosh, I'm doing that pretentious artist rambling thing again. I really have to rein it in, sorry. I don't mind. I never gave much thought as to why I'm always drawn here, but your take on it makes a lot of sense. Thank you for being kind about it. It's still a jarring thing to do unsolicited. I'll work on it for next time. We sit in comfortable silence for a few moments, enjoying nature's never-ending fluctuations. Rylee glances over at my notebook. Figure study, I take it. Might be a stretch calling a tree a figure. No, silly, I'm talking about the human person you drew, not the tree they're sitting on. Oh, would you look at that? I did draw someone in a tree. Have you ever zoned out so hard you drew something and didn't realize it? Happens to me all the time. Part of the fun of looking back through my drawings and discovering pieces I don't remember working on. We share an understanding giggle at that. Rylee opens his mouth to say something else when a high-velocity object hits him square in the jaw. What the? Hey! Ouch. Rylee, are you okay? Where'd that soccer ball come from? My attention is equally split between trying to help Rylee pull himself back together and checking to see more flying balls ahead in our way. Did Anthony kick that? Should we get you to a nurse? Your face is pretty red. Rylee is interrupted a second time. Sorry, you? Rylee. Right, my bad. Got a bad angle on the ball, swerve somewhere. Anthony glances at Rylee's rapidly swelling face. Somewhere it wasn't supposed to go. We need to get some ice on you, like now, before your face swells up. Yeah, Yinny, I think you might be right. Mind leading the way? I think I'm starting to lose vision in one eye. Oh my god. You'll be fine. Swelling should go down in a day or two if you're consistent with the ice. Load up though and it might come back to bite you. Are you secretly majoring in medicine, Anthony? That was a secret threat. Nah, just get hit in the face more than most. Rylee's mouth starts working like he's got a retort already. You should... Hey, make a new friend? Anthony gestures towards my feline companion. I think we built a nice rapport, yeah. Cool. Yeah, cool. Cats are cool. Chill. Mellow fellows. Stinging. Why won't it stop stinging? I mentally facepalm. Rylee needs help. Wow, you guys know what time it is? Infirmary time. Bye, Anthony. Maybe put the ball away for today. I give the cat a few last scritches before helping Rylee to the infirmary. After getting Rylee some medical attention and suffering through my evening class, I finally arrive back home at my home base for the semester. As I open the door, I'm greeted by the familiar musk of greasy food and the droning static of a talking head coming from the TV. Oh hey, welcome back. There's some takeout in the fridge I didn't finish if you're hungry. Anthony calls out from the kitchen. He's hunched over the back table facing me, fiddling with something. Ordinarily, I'd say your food leftovers are your problem, but I'm still a little hungry even after nabbing some food on campus. I make my way over to the kitchen, fetching the to-go box from the fridge and popping it into the microwave. 1 minute and 30 seconds should do the trick. As the machine's warm light turns on and starts humming, I turn to face Anthony, who has relocated to the living room, back once again, turned to me. Did someone accidentally hit you in the face with a soccer ball too? As if I never let myself get so engrossed in a conversation that I completely miss a projectile flying at my face. A light bulb hums to life in my mind. I grab one of the takeout menus off the fridge and fashion it into a crude paper airplane. With the silent grace of an assassin, I launch my weapon at Anthony. It's a direct hit, right in the jugular. Anthony winces as his hand shoots up to cover his neck and cranes his head to glance at me. Nice shot, sharpshooter. Didn't think you had it in you, and point taken. In this position, I see that he's got a dirty cloth in his hands. There's a shape of something underneath it. Gonna share what's got you so focused over there? Wasn't planning on it, no. The microwave beeps loudly. I sighted myself spinning around to grab the remnants of Anthony's dinner and join him on the sofa. He shuffles, eyes darting in the direction of his room before landing back on me. I'd have been smarter to have this done in my room. I was trying not to freak you out. And don't freak out, okay? It's just a prop. That's totally for sure not an ominous thing to say, but I'll do my best. I steel myself as Anthony removes the cloth to reveal a gun. That's a gun. Yep, like I said, it's not real or anything. Replicas sometimes look realer than the real things nowadays. I bet it's real. I got it from the film department for a project, a personal thing, director's study. Professor Eleanor's helping me out. Perfectly harmless to you. I can make sure you don't see it again though, fake or not. I know this kind of stuff can make people feel not safe. You are safe here for the record. That's not something you should worry about. I don't have any reasons to think otherwise, but thanks. So you borrowed a prop gun. I'm curious. Why do you have it here? I thought it'd be rude to return it so dirty, see? He holds up a piece of cloth. Black stains discolor the otherwise white sheet. Soot collects inside. Can damage the gun if you let it sit there for too long. That thing actually shoots. You don't have to look realistic. I'm no gun expert, so I take Anthony at his word. Honestly, the gun is making me a bit nervous. I rack my brain for a topic change. Anthony covers the gun with the cloth again and wordlessly heads to his room. I relax into the couch. TV broadcast, 82nd Street. The victim, who is yet to be identified. Anthony re-enters our common space. Can't eat? Oh, the leftovers. I should eat some. Hopefully it hasn't gone cold, I think, as I bring a forkful to my mouth. I'll bring him to my mouth. I mean, what? The 3 wounds in the chest area, police believe came from gunfire. The investigation remains ongoing. The food is ice on my tongue. I barely managed to resist the urge to spit out the cold cardboard rice in my mouth. Contestant number 1, behind one of these 3 curtains is a new car. Can you guess which? Want me to heat that back up? Sure. Probably should have left it in there longer to start with if it got cold that quick. Anthony drops off the reheated leftovers and leaves me alone with the TV. A game show lights up on the screen. He must have changed the channel. That was kind of him. Hearing about all the misfortune I was lucky to avoid on any given day makes me go nutty after a while. I try my best to focus on the charismatic show host. Anything to take my mind off of the guns and murder. Eventually I crawl into bed. But once again, sleep rests just out of my grasp. Anthony's fake gun, the news broadcast, and even Rylee coming over to join me in the park. I can't stop feeling the sensation of danger lurking around every corner. My nerves are wound up so tight I might just explode. I start to feel lightheaded, and my room seems especially cramped all of a sudden. Head to the kitchen to grab some water. It's dark as I make my way through the hall. Before I reach the kitchen, I notice something odd. Why do I hear metal clinking against metal? It's almost like someone's trying to break the lock to the front door. I carefully tread towards the noise. My hand fumbles against the wall for the common room light. Got it. In an instant, the room is illuminated, and the sight that greets me is the last thing I expect to see. Anthony sits in a chair in the middle of the space, hands handcuffed behind him. Wait, that can't be right. You're kind of sneaky when you want to be. Not that I didn't hear you coming, your footsteps are light and a little hesitant. Like you almost want to double check each step you take. Why are you handcuffed? I don't think I know how to respond to anything happening right now. Anthony cracks a smile at that. Sorry, I wanted to say something, but I couldn't figure out what. Or if I should say anything at all. Thought speaking up in the dark might make things worse. I think you're onto something there. I probably would have screamed so loud one of our neighbors would have felt compelled to call the police. To help me or to just file a noise complaint. I can't say. The girl in 2 and 2B terrifies me. Though I gotta ask, what exactly is going on here? Handcuffing yourself in the dark is a little odd, you have to admit. No argument from me. Couldn't sleep. Insomnia. Had a lot on my mind tonight. Doesn't explain the handcuffing. The handcuffs help me think. Oh, the lockpicking part specifically. The cuffs forced me to confront the issue, work out a solution. It's sort of meditative. Anthony pauses for a beat. I decide that my roommate is a little strange. Only now? Wanna give it a try? Is this a sex thing? I mean, sure. You know what? Why not? I'm a little delirious and willing to try anything at this point. But wait, you're still trapped in there. Not for long. I've solved both issues. Anthony is true to his word. Within seconds, he frees himself from the cuffs. He gets up from the chair and gestures towards it. Your turn. As Anthony fastens the handcuffs to my wrist, the gravity of what I just agreed to hits me like a semi-truck. A wave of unadulterated panic washes over me. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is not panic. You're gonna go all bug-eyed on me. Try not to do that. I'm feeling lightheaded again. Actually, Anthony, I think I'm gonna head back to bed and try listening to one of those 10-hour thunderstorm videos. Don't be a baby. You'll be fine. Here's your lockpick. Is this a paperclip? You're a real genius, Yinny. You'll break out in no time. He pulls up the other chair and the doorman sits down right behind me. Feel for an opening at the top of the car. Stick the pick in there and shimmy it around. That's it? You're not gonna walk me through this? I could explain the mechanics to you, sure, but it wouldn't help. Trust your instincts. All you're gonna do is listen to how the lock mechanism responds to what you're doing. And take what the lock gives you and adjust your technique accordingly. I can feel a chill of goosebumps behind my neck. Every lock is slightly different, so there isn't one catch-all solution, I can tell you. It's different every time, so you have to learn to solve the puzzle by feeling it out. I've got no choice but to do as Anthony says. The task proves more difficult than it needs to be because my hands won't stop shaking. Anthony places his hands on top of mine. Breathe. Try to relax. You're not in a rush. You got the lockpick ready. Now try different angles until you feel a shift in the lock. For a short while, the two of us sit in silence as I fiddle with the lock. What are you thinking about? You're working through whatever's keeping you up, right? Kind of. It's hard to take my attention off the lock. Makes sense. You're a beginner. Tell me about it while you work. I can't bring myself to bring the truth up. But if a man wants a rant he shall receive. Well, there's this guy in my evening class. We're grouped up together for a lab and he just won't do any work. It's super frustrating because he knows that I care enough about my grade to cover for him so that he doesn't drag me down with him. Guy's a leech, and all his name brand clothes he likes to show off are dupes. Something metal drops to the floor. Oh well, you did it. Congratulations, Yinny, you picked your first lock. I picked a lock. I picked a lock off a pair of handcuffs with a paperclip. I can't contain my enthusiasm. I spring off the floor in excitement. Anthony's grin is as big as I've ever seen it. A shame we couldn't solve your leech issue. Anthony's gonna kill him. Who cares about him? I don't want to spend any more time thinking about it. I do want to think about how cool that just was. Anthony lays more praise onto me and eventually we both retire to our rooms. For a while, I'm too wired to even think about sleep, but once the winter's high wears off, I finally drift off. It's amazing what a good night of sleep can do for a person. I definitely needed that after everything that's happened in the past few days. I also need a mug of coffee that Anthony left to me on the kitchen counter. The eggs and bacon are a nice touch too. Man, what a perfect roommate. Additionally, the fact that there are 2 sunny side up eggs and pieces of bacon that form a dopey smiley face still this morning is one of the great. My roommate also left me a little note reminding me that skipping breakfast is bad. I toss that little tidbit into the trash bin before heading out to class. The day's slate of classes with nothing to write home about. Not too boring, but nothing spectacular either. With classes out of the way, I begin making my way across the quad to retreat to my green oasis in the park. En route, I spot the guy I dubbed the Leech last night. We make contact and my stomach sinks as he bounds over to me. Yo, Artshot, we gotta talk. Hey, what? Hey! Don't talk to me like that. There are a million things I'd rather be doing, is what I want to say. What actually comes out is... shoot, I guess? The Leech's eyes rapidly scan our surroundings. If I didn't know him, I'd think he was nervous. Wait a second. Oh no, there's no way. He's not gonna... I'll split the stupid lab assignments with you, okay? I thank my lucky stars that the worst case scenario didn't just play out, but wait, what did he just say? You what? You deaf now? I said help out and stuff. I'm glad to hear that. Okay, message received. Good, now good. Tell your little motorcycle boyfriend to lay off of me, got it? Motorcycle boyfriend? The Leech rolls his eyes and smacks his tongue against the roof of his mouth. Man, I freaking did what he told me to. I'm gonna deal with your brain damage. I'll see you in class. We're gonna truce there now. What the hell? Why is he so mean? Anthony, maybe you should have just murked him. I can only watch as the Leech stomps away. Why is everyone being weird around me? Apparently I said that last part out loud as I get a response. A meow from the cat I befriended yesterday. I give him a few good pets before setting down my backpack to fetch something special for the sweet girl. I made sure to prep a little bag of dried fruits last night just in case I ever ran into my park buddy again. I don't think cats eat dried fruit though. She gobbles up the fruit, stuffing the last few pieces into her mouth before scampering off. As I finish up a homework assignment in the park, my phone buzzes. A text from Anthony. He's asking me to meet him in the quad. Easy enough, the park isn't too far from the quad anyway. A few minutes later, there I am, waiting on the curb of the road leading into campus. I hear it before I see it. An almost painfully loud rumbling gets closer and closer as the owner of the sound finally comes into view. A motorcycle pulls up next to me, midnight black and twinkling. The rider, face obscured by a helmet, opens a compartment on the bike and offers me a near-identical helmet. I motion to the rider to take off his helmet. This is definitely Anthony. I don't know anyone else who dresses like the man in front of me, but we need to have a chat first. The rider does as asked, gingerly removing the helmet, obscuring his face. Oh, he's so handsome. Hey, you showed. Up for a little ride around town? Yeah, I'll ride you. I mean, what? Nice bike, and maybe I am. One of the first things I bought and paid for on my own time. Real mechanical masterwork. And maybe isn't a yes. Correct. So I take it you're the one Leech called my motorcycle boyfriend? Anthony's brow shoots straight up as his eyes widen. It takes him a beat to utter the words he's clearly confused by. Boyfriend. That's what he said. That one's got a colourful vocabulary, that's for sure. So you talked to him? Got him to magically change his mind about being, well, a leech? Yeah, pretty much. Ran to him, got mad, said my piece, and he understood me perfectly. Right. You know what? I won't ask, but thanks for having my back. Whatever you said to him really worked. I drew a solution to your problem, didn't I? Just following through. He pauses, looking over his shoulder, and what I want to say is bashfulness, but it's hard to tell with Anthony. Right, sappy time over. Now can you grab onto my back and throw this helmet on? And 2 of us race around town on Anthony's motorcycle. Holding his waist tightly, I crane my head to the side to watch the buildings pass by in a blur. We seem to be gaining elevation. Anthony's pressure on the gas pedal steadily increases, forcing me to hold on tighter. Anthony is solid. I can feel the way his core muscles flex to hold him steady on the bike. It's a little dizzying, but I'm saved as the motorcycle finally comes to a halt. I hop off the bike, eager to put a bit of distance between us for a second. We've arrived at the cliff edge, overlooking the college town below. You can see our campus clearly from there too. Anthony is sat down in some grass, leaning back against the bike. His feet dangle over the overlook. I join him, sitting cross-legged so I don't accidentally take a tumble down the large hill. See that building, next to the old admin office? There's a window, 2 of them really. 3 floors up, 5 away from the left for my swan. He pauses. The light's on. She's home. My sister, Eleanor. She worries about me. Eleanor is his sister? I don't know how to reassure her. I try to give her space, let her do her job, but I worry too. She tells me not to, but I can't help it. I come up here to worry. We eat dinner together sometimes. I stay with her when she cries in her room. Sometimes I wait for her to turn the lights off and tuck her in for the night. Out here I can be a sentry and make sure she's safe. He shakes his head, trying to slough off his reverie. Sorry, I brought you here so you can enjoy the view. It's fine, Anthony. You're fine. I can keep you company while you worry. We sit like that until the sun fully retreats from the horizon. I don't know what to make of the evening, but I feel closer to Anthony. And I feel he feels more comfortable with me too. We get back to our dorm late, each of us heading to our own dens of respite. I plop on my bed, pop in my headphones and play some music. My jam session is interrupted by the sound of the front door clicking open. I jump out of bed. Anthony's mentioned doing a grocery run soon, and there's some stuff I want to add to our list. I almost trip over myself trying to hustle to the door to catch my roommate. Anthony, where are you headed? Grocery run? It's late. Grocery store's closed. I've got a meeting with my study group. Don't wait up or anything. You know how these sessions could drag on. I'll try to be more quiet when I come back. Sure, have fun. I hope your brain doesn't explode. A faint smile, just the smallest turn of his lips. Thanks. At that, Anthony leaves the room. I decide to chill in the living room when I realize I forgot to pick up a package in the mail room on the first floor. Oh no, something's gonna happen. I throw on some sweats for the journey, but there's one small issue. The door is stuck. It won't open. The locks aren't on, yet it feels like there's a lock holding the door shut. Did he lock me in here? This is crazy. Am I stuck in here? Is Anthony gonna be able to get in or get me out? After pacing around the common area, I decide to kill time by watching some mindless late-night TV. Anthony's gotta be coming back soon, right? Thanks for playing the demo! If you haven't already, please consider supporting us on Kickstarter or wishlisting the game on Steam. You'll be sent back to the main menu, and we are going to try the other routes as well. Let's do Milo's route next, because I want to see what happens, because Milo's like the most unhinged one. I choose Milo. How can I not? After all, I know Milo the most out of any of them. Milo is my oldest friend. And he's someone I know I can always rely on, and most of all, someone who'll always protect me no matter what. I frown because, while I want to have confidence in my friends, something just doesn't feel right, whether it be the seemingly omniscient knowledge that Heart Echo possesses, or knowing people I'm close to may want to kill others in my name. It just doesn't feel good. I shut off my phone, but it only causes more nauseating thoughts to run through my mind the longer I stare. I try to fall asleep, hoping that this is all a dream. Milo, how could you? Tears stream down my cheeks as I clutch my headset. It was my favorite color, and I'd saved up all my allowance money to buy them. They were my prized possession. That was until Milo threw them in a pile of mud. It was an accident. Accident my ass, you did that on purpose. Was I being rational? Probably not. I couldn't stop my tears, and I couldn't bear to look at Milo after what seemed like the betrayal of a lifetime. We're not friends anymore. I managed to stutter out a reply which seemed to make Milo freeze in place. Before I could even think of anything else to say, he grabbed my wrist hard. The look in his eyes was serious, like he was observing me rather than actually showing concern. It was apathetic, unfeeling, and not like Milo at all. Uh-oh. That hurts. He let go so quickly, I feel like I might have been hallucinating the look in his eyes. Forgive me, I'll buy you a new headset later, okay? There was that boyish smile again. The friendly Milo I'd always known. I wanted to forget the look in his eyes, and so I did. But was that the right choice? I'd grown at my blaring alarm, searching through my sheets to find my phone. I hate 8 AM classes. Once I find it, I press stop to finally relieve my ears of the annoying sound. There's a list of notifications from last night. Do all professors communicate with each other to assign homework at the same time or something? I opened my phone only to be met with the Heart Echo app. Any sense of sleepiness I felt before is washed away, and I'm reminded of the fact that it wasn't just a dream I had. Milo Green. Why would his name be at the top? Would he really kill for me? Absolutely. Have you not seen how that guy behaves? If he's the most unstable, what else would he be willing to do? There's a pit in my stomach that starts to grow with unease. You alright? Anthony stands in my doorway, standing way too casually for someone who would also kill for me. I can only stare bewildered at the man, all while he cocks his head in confusion. Hello? Right, yes, I'm okay. I fidget with my bedsheets, hoping this interaction ends sooner rather than later. Anthony frowns. If there's something going on, let me know. It's just some issues with my homework. Stupid anatomy. I hope it's a good enough lie to cover up my anxieties, though I have been struggling with that class recently. Anthony's eyes light up at the subject mentioned. I can help you. Really? Why did I say that? Was I that desperate for a good grade to buddy up with a potential psycho? I mean, I have a special interest in anatomy. Yeah, and I have a special interest in your anatomy. He gives me a thumbs up, a contrast to his usually straight-faced expression. Actually, I think I just need to study this afternoon. Let me know if you need any help. My roommate gives one more knock to the doorframe before leaving, closing my room off once again. The interaction reminds me of when I first moved in with him. His casual kindness, despite his apathetic demeanor. I think of Heart Echoes again. Why am I letting it get to me like this? After my morning class, I come to a conclusion. I could not go through this day without caffeine. After the whole Heart Echo thing, the dream I had last night, and my weird conversation with Anthony, I desperately need coffee. While I wouldn't prefer it, Milo's Cafe is the closest to campus, and also generally the cheapest option. Sleep any better today, or are you just gonna nap on our floor again? The image of Milo happily greeting me without a hint of malice in his eyes makes me shiver. Yeah, I slept better. Could I sound any more fake? I'm sure Milo can see my sweat, my lie obvious to anyone in the room. Milo only smiles like he always does. You alright? Glad you got I'm glad you got at least some rest. Yeah, I'm okay. I'll probably rest after class. Good, I don't think I can mop the floor with you on it. Rolling my eyes at his dumb joke, his smile widens at finally being able to get a reaction out of me. Like you clean up anyways, I know how you live. You wound me, my dear. I know I shouldn't be so friendly, especially with the concern lingering in my head. But it's just so easy to talk to Milo, to trust him. Did you want anything? I'll give you a size up for free. What's the most expensive thing you have? His laugh at my response is comforting. I can feel my walls breaking at the familiar banter between us. But then I see his eyes watching me, observing. Maybe I'm hallucinating it, maybe I'm just going crazy. But it creeps me out enough to rebuild my suspicion. On second thought, maybe I should save money. Milo shrugs off the comment, giving me a smirk. I'll make your favorite then. Milo leaves to make my drink, working smoothly along the counter. Nothing looks out of the ordinary, but everything feels wrong. Did you end up studying for history yet? Studying? What's there to study? It's only the second week. Figured. You haven't been checking the schedule. He laughs, moving through bags of coffee beans and machines. I'll send you my notes later then. We already have an assignment due next class. Ah, screw my life. Well, I hope this makes up for it, my dear. The nickname deepens the pit in my stomach. He holds out my drink with a wink and a bag I didn't ask for, probably. You have a good day, alright? Nodding in reply, I swallow my anxiety with a shaky smile. I was hoping to be an academic weapon this semester. But how can I focus on boring anatomy when I'm faced with heart echoes whenever I check my phone? The app mocks me every time I turn on my phone, and deleting it doesn't work. The delete button doesn't even show up. In the background, the professor drones on and on. I don't even try to pay attention. Instead, I munch mindlessly on the pastry Milo gave me, sipping my drink in between bites. I hate how he always knows how to make the perfect drink. The need to doom scroll to distract myself is strong. I pull out my phone, opening the forums to focus on other people's problems instead of my own. Does anyone know how to get rid of an annoying roommate? Unethical tips only. Kill bro. What the hell? Cal! Tyler, I know this is you. Talk to me for real instead of bitching on social media. Use our dishwasher as a laundry machine. Lol. Are we due for a snowstorm? Heatwave? Anything to cancel class? How do I change my username? Interested in the culinary arts? Join the cooking club today. Free food? Free food? Nothing particular catches my attention, and I read all the new posts before I even realized class hasn't gotten any more interesting. The more I try to focus, the more my mind ends up wandering to the stupid app on my phone, and stupid Anthony, stupid Milo, and my phone dings before I can stew longer in my own self-pity. This is Rylee. I'll see you later, okay? Hey Yinny, did you want to meet up during our free period? We should get to know each other before we start working on the project. Stupid Rylee. The text pulls me back to sanity. Am I just being irrational? If this is just some prank from a hacker that got into my phone, then I'll just end up ruining all my relationships for no reason. I should at least try to keep in contact with them, in case it doesn't turn out to be fake. I turn to my anatomy professor, reminded of how Anthony offered to help me study. It's not like I'm learning anything sitting in class. My phone buzzes again, another text from Rylee. Spend time with Anthony. Yeah, I'll go with Anthony. I really should at least try and learn what this class is about. Hey, you ever help me study later? He replies almost immediately. I'll wait for you at home. Being on my phone, thinking of what could possibly happen later makes me nauseous. I put my screen down and fail to focus on class. The professor's voice is an assault on my senses when coupled by my own attempt to ignore my thoughts. The two clash together and create an overwhelming ringing in my head. Class ends, though I truly wish it didn't. Just like he said he'd be, Anthony's waiting in our apartment when I get back. He has 2 bowls of instant ramen in front of him, steaming hot. Hey, I made lunch. I swallow my nervousness and lead him to my room, taking out my textbooks and laying them on the bed. He sets our lunch down on my desk, taking one and sitting on my chair. Anthony picks up a book with an interested lift of his brows. Do you know a lot about this stuff? Sitting on my bed, I awkwardly shift as I look at him. Could say that. His straight-laced face and apathetic tone makes me wonder if studying really was a good idea. Though I guess I've been questioning my decisions a lot lately. I take the other bowl of ramen so I at least have something else to focus on. I really need to start understanding this stuff before we move on to the more complicated units. And before I'm completely lost in class. I feel like I'm lost already. Anthony's already reading my textbook, flipping through pages quickly. So this is just one unit, right? The basic structural organization of the body? Yeah. And you're having trouble with all of it? I know he doesn't mean any harm, but his question makes me feel stupid. Yeah, I've never been good at all this sciencey stuff, so it's hard to understand. I'm an art major, for goodness sake. My roommate smiles a bit at my exclamation. You're studying art. Do you draw people or environments more? What does this have to do with anatomy? I like drawing people. I've seen your stuff. Your proportions are drawn nicely. I'll draw you nicely, like a French girl. Thanks. Am I supposed to do something with this praise? What I meant to say is your understanding of anatomy is already pretty good. Anatomy is all about how the human body connects and moves. He shows me an image from my textbook, the outlining of the human muscular system. See, if you hold down somebody and then try and struggle, then muscles move accordingly. Pretty violent example. Do you want my help or not? Right. Continue? Anyways, you can't just focus on the way they swing or kick. Their inner anatomy influences how limbs look and stuff. His finger points at different features of the human body. You probably already know these parts by their casual names like pecs and traps and biceps. Oh, I never thought of it that way. It's easier to study things when they relate to something you already know. Thanks, Anthony. I think this unit will be easier to understand now. I should probably do the homework before I forget about this revelation. His eyes soften from the tired expression. You're convenient. Do you want me to stay for a bit while you work on your assignment? Before I can reply, intending to ask him to stay, he gets a notification on his phone. Forgive me. Heading out? Just got called in for a shift at work. He stands up from my desk, grabbing our 2 emptied ramen bowls. Thank you for your help, and for lunch. Anthony lets out a rare smile at my gratitude. Feel free to text me if you need help. He leaves my room, knocking once on the doorway as a final goodbye. I hear him shuffle about the apartment for a few moments before the front door slams shut. The clicking on my keyboard replaces the anxiety in my head. I lose myself in my assignment, relieved at finally having something to distract me. Once I finish, I check my clock. Still hours until it's reasonable time to go to bed. Truthfully, I thought that'd take longer. I should take a walk. If I stay home for the rest of the day, I'll overthink myself to death or something. On my walk home, I scroll through my phone. Through various short-form videos, a notification catches my attention. It's from Heart Echo. Anthony Hayes, threat level reduced. Rylee Sinclair, threat level reduced. Milo Green, threat level increased. What? Surely this has to be a joke. As soon as I hang out with Anthony, once I finally start to feel better about this whole Heart Echo thing, it pops up to taunt me again? Milo's threat level remains the highest. Though on the bright side, if there is one, the mystery person shows no sign of changing. I hope it's Cal. I close Heart Echo, trying to shift my mind away from the app and tell me it means nothing. That's just some virus that I have to deal with until I can afford to get a new phone. In my search for a distraction, a new forum catches my eye. A new post from the Brutal Honesty account is at the top. Birdwatching today, saw a pretty one flocking with the wrong kind. Might need to clip some wings soon. Hypothetically, of course. Okay, Milo, I know it's you. Reading it makes me feel uneasy. Thinking on what it could possibly mean makes me sick. After what feels like forever, I finally make it to my dorm. Anthony sits on our couch casually, legs folded as he reads a thick book. At the sound of my entrance, he looks up, eyebrows raising as a sign of acknowledgement. There's still a soaking splotch of something, probably unmentionable, on the cuff of his pants, and I know is going to get stains in our carpet. You should change. Another raise of his brows. I point at the floor and he finally notices the issue. You get stains on our carpet. I paid for that, you know? He lets out a small chuckle, ignoring the fact that if I didn't spend any money on decor, we'd be living in a concrete box. My annoyance at this point overcomes my worry of any hypothetical danger, caring about more than a second-hand rug than a maniac who possibly kills people. Fine, I'll change. He gets up and leaves the room, setting his book out on the couch face down. I lean over to get a closer look at the cover. Why the hell is he reading an anatomy textbook? For pleasure? Then it hits me. It's my anatomy textbook. He offered to help me study earlier. I didn't realize that wasn't a one-time offer. I also don't realize my own exhaustion until now, that is. And met with the couch I've barely gotten to use since the start of the semester, I allow myself the privilege of sitting down. Anthony's re-entrance is so silent that I almost jump out of my skin. We don't talk, which is normal for us. But because of my newfound paranoia, it feels different. Even if it is true, it did say his threat level decreased. Does that mean he's okay? Or is it more like he's a lesser of 3 evils? I think he was always kind of the lesser of 3. Cause you know, his threat level was always like at the lowest. I'm just tired. Long day, you know? He only lets out a small hum in reply. My phone buzzes and I check, only to see a text from Milo. So he's spending time with Anthony today. You guys seem close. He's my roommate. Why don't we hang out tomorrow? It's been a while. Milo's casual, explicit invitation makes me shut off my phone immediately, knowing I just left him unread. Did you have a good day? I don't think you said it. Long day. Your textbook helps at least. Yeah, light reading. Come here, maybe you can learn something too. Anthony's unusual explicit invitation for company makes me hesitate. Just this morning, I was worried he was capable of murder. But after that notification, I fear I should be focusing my attention on... My trail of thought fears me just as Milo does. What could have caused the levels to change? Either way, I can't help but worry about it. I push myself next to Anthony, thinking that maybe some required reading will distract me from everything. I don't know how you don't like this stuff. I tell myself to pay attention. But between the diagrams of muscular systems, long bodies of text and the soothing monotone comfort of Anthony's voice, it's not long before I'm drifting off. I don't even realize that I'm resting my head on Anthony's shoulder. I don't have any dreams worth remembering, only vague feelings and flashes of memory. Flashes of being lifted up and carried through an unimaginable distance, of the smell of gasoline and pollen, of a pair of lips softly kissing my head. It's sunlight that serves as my alarm, the beams aiming straight into my eyes. It's impossible to stay awake, and I realize that I'm in bed. I don't remember falling asleep here. Last I remembered, I was on the couch and reading with... Oh, crap. I should not have sat that close to Anthony, let alone slept right next to the guy. Why not? My panic causes me to notice a note left on my desk, folded with my name on the front. Yinny, you fell asleep on the couch. I moved you to your bed. You should probably brush your teeth. The note, a gesture too kind for somebody I consider a possible threat. I fold it back and place it on my desk, unsure of what to make of it. My phone buzzes, but when I go and check it, I'm met with Milo's message from the last night. A new one appears, sent a few hours after the previous one. I'm free today. Are you? Another notification appears. Though not from Milo this time. Rylee's contact calling my attention moves my focus. I hit accept before I can process anything else. Rylee's voice blares from my phone. Oh, Yinny, I didn't think you'd answer. I think about how I'm just going through the motions. I didn't necessarily mean to take the call either, but it's too late now. Did you want to hang out today? I didn't catch you yesterday. There it is again, that hesitation. The same hesitation that allowed me to relax around Anthony but ghost Milo. It causes me to wonder what's real and what's a figment of my own anxious analyzing. Our classroom should be empty. We might as well start working on our project while the course loads are still light. He's right, but for some reason, I feel like there's ulterior motives to his kindness. Right. I'd like to get to know you more. I appreciate your company. You seem nice. I hear the smile in his voice and I frown at his honesty. The heart he wears on his sleeve is startling in comparison to the layers I've started to notice in Milo's smile. Yeah, I'll meet you there. Great. He hangs up and I wonder why I even agreed to go. Do I like torturing myself? Or am I just looking for any distraction at this point? In any case, I gather my things preparing to leave and I brush my teeth. Per Anthony's reminder, Milo's offer to hang out lingers in the back of my mind the entire journey to campus. Disappointment all around. You surely hate to see it when you have such high expectations. Hey! What the hell? Don't talk to me. Don't talk about me like that. I don't have to reply to everything you said. Over here. I catch sight of my project partner in the back of our classroom. He's waving me down excitedly, patting the seat next to him with a smile. You ready? I'm too tired to fully immerse myself in the conversation. Truthfully, I came here just to get out of the house, rather than any actual desire to spend time with Rylee. Part of me feels bad that I'm ignoring him, only answering his questions with one-word answers and small hums. I'm too focused on trying to distract myself from my own thoughts and the birds flying outside the window. My phone buzzes with notifications I don't answer in fear of it being heart echo, or Milo asking what's wrong and why are you ignoring me. Other students and their own conversations flicker in and out of my hearing. I feel a pair of eyes on me, though maybe that's part of my imagination too. Before I can ponder my surroundings, Rylee suddenly gets up. Oh, I completely forgot about my assignment for English. His groan of frustration drags me from my musing. Is it late? Due yesterday. I can't help but smile at Rylee's behavior, finding it a brief relief from my inner monologue. Sorry to cut this short, Yinny. I'll walk you out. Entering the hallway, I see a person approach that creates a pit in my stomach. Rylee still strolls beside me, unaware of my inner conflict. Hey there. Oh, Milo Green. I'm in your... Yeah, sorry, I'm here to steal Yinny from you. Why don't you go finish that assignment? Uh-oh. Rylee doesn't seem to notice the snarkiness in his quip, nor the fact that Milo knows about his late assignment. Instead, Rylee only smiles, starstruck at being recognized. Yeah, thanks. I'll see you both soon. Oh no. I can't believe I'm actually upset at Rylee leaving. Milo reaches for me and I flinch. His grip catches my hand midway to Rylee, who thankfully has already rushed off. Feels like forever since I've seen you, my dear. It does, doesn't it? Did I not see you like 2 days ago? It's as awkward as we begin walking. An unfamiliar silence settles between us and I wonder why Milo isn't making conversation like he normally does. I look up and see his eyes wandering around, detached from the world around him. He's normally so cheerful. It's unusual to see him this way, and even through all the fear and silence, I can't help but worry. After all, it's Milo. I can trust him. Are you okay? His eyes shine with certain satisfaction to them, shifting to me with a smirk disguised as a casual grin. Knowing Milo as long as I have, I can tell the difference between his real smile and anything different. What wouldn't I be? You're just different, I guess. Oh, you're the one flaking on me these days. I have a life. I'm allowed to be busy. What? No, I haven't. I totally have. Hard echo aside, I've been so caught up with the stress of the semester starting to even think about anything other than studying. Part of me feels bad until I look at him once again. His stare is half-lidded and cold. It breaks me out of my thoughts instantly. Milo. Yes, dear? He closes his eyes to smile, almost as if he's brushing away my surprise. Stop calling me that, it's totally cheesy. I try to play off my feelings with a lame joke despite the fact that we both know I was okay with the nickname before. Noted. Milo doesn't say anything after. For the rest of the walk back to my apartment, neither of us do. We end the night off with an uncomfortable silence, an unfamiliar distance, and an ever-growing doubt in the character of the Milo I thought I knew. It's dark out, yet Anthony isn't here. Normally it wouldn't be such a big a deal, but all the items in the common space that were supposedly his are gone. It's empty. Why? The note he left for me is ripped up and thrown in the trash. For some reason, the sudden change turns my focus to the strange posts I've been seeing recently. My mind shifts to the brutal honesty account. Wait, no, my roommate! I try to move around the space as I normally would, keeping my routine regular in order to keep myself sane. I'm getting ready for bed when I see a text from Milo on my home screen. Can't wait to see you again tomorrow. I don't reply. My dream is full of nonsensical images and sounds. A screaming man, flashing lights, metal clashing, and a static screen. I can't make out much other than a conversation that feels both all too real and too absurd to have happened all at once. Hey darling, you alright? So mean to me. And it hurts. You don't need to worry about them anymore. I'll take care of it. Promise? Anything for you. Promise. The door slams shut. I shoot up hearing the loud noise from my dream just outside my door. The sound of metal slowly dragging across the floor outside causes my heart to pound wildly. It takes all I have to try and keep my breath steady. What is happening? Am I being kidnapped? Does this have to do with heart echo? What is happening? Distant hums become louder and louder and heavy footsteps grow nearer. Humming that I know very, very well. Milo? My bedroom door slams open and I yelp. I make eye contact with my old friend. Those familiar comforting eyes are now twisted into something strange. They're empty. A dark abyss that's eaten the once bright glow I knew before. And his smile is strained, forced into a mockery of his usual comforting grin. He's keeping himself together, obviously, but from what? Rise and shine, my dear. I'm onion rings. He slams his hand on my wall to emphasize his entrance. It makes the hair on my neck stand up and I shiver as he walks even closer. Milo, what's going on? We're having a staycation. Just you and me. I think of Anthony, because surely he wouldn't let something like this happen. He was always cautious about safety, about danger. Is Anthony here? At the mention of the other man's name, Milo flinches. Anthony's been relocated. Permanently. Did you kill him? What? Relocated? You know, that mysterious job he's always yapping about. Let's get ready for the day now, shall we? How does Milo know Anthony? Let alone about his peculiar activities. I reach for my phone almost instinctively, wanting to check heart echo. However, it's gone. I always charge it on my desk before bed, yet it's gone. Ah, looking for your phone? Give me back my phone! Yeah, figured. He walks away into my kitchen without a glance behind me. Better get ready. I have a whole day planned for us. What the hell is going on? Oh my god. He looks hot as hell here. But why is there chains on my door? I know I'm in danger, but hello. Oh, he's so pretty. Cautiously, I make my way to the bathroom. It's dark as I walk through the common room, all the curtains shut tight. It gets worse when I chance to look at the front door. Crossed in ominous X are heavy chains barring anyone from getting in. Or more likely to keep me in. Thank you for playing the demo. Milo! What the hell? Like, I know he was gonna go absolutely off the rails because he's like the insane one, but I didn't expect it to ramp so quickly. We will do Rylee's route though, because that's the last one that we have to do. And then we get to chat a little bit about the game. But where's Anthony? Where's my tired black-haired king? Oh, I miss him. The notification comes the moment I put down my phone. I scramble to pick it up, almost dropping it. Milo green, threat level reduced. Rylee, threat level reduced. All players no longer present murderous intent. I stare at the screen until it fades to black. Whoever's behind the sick joke is telling me I made the right choice. Yeah, right, like that's meant to make me feel better. I tap once and twice. The screen lights up again, notifications still there. No longer present murderous intent bothers me. How it's phrased, like they did before, like it was a given. I think about the pancakes Anthony made me, the coffee Milo brought me, and the shy smile Rylee gave me. The phone heats up in my hands and I swipe to the left and put it on the nightstand. Murderous intent, those words linger in my mind. It doesn't matter who I picked. What makes Rylee any different from the other two? Why is he the right choice? It's all too much for me. I slump onto my bed, burying my face into the pillow. This can be tomorrow's, me's problem. Sleep doesn't come easy when your head is going through all the different scenarios. I toss and turn for hours, the blanket tangling around my legs. It's just a prank. It's all just one big prank. Tomorrow, Milo will jump out with the camera laughing. You should see your face. The others will come out of hiding and I'll laugh along with them too. In reality, I know better. The alarm on my phone goes off, ringing in my ears. My eyes snap open. Tomorrow has finally come for me. I lie there for a moment staring at the ceiling, waiting for my heart to stop racing. It doesn't. I follow through with my routine. Try to at least. I can't help the shaking as I make the bed, the sheets all wrinkled. Another notification, my heart leaps. Then another, and another. I was thinking about our project today. Are you free to meet? Not till you're busy, just wanted to start early so we don't have to crunch. I stare at his messages. I can't shake off everything that happened last night. A heart echo, the list. Rylee Sinclair. The clumsy, endearing boy who's passionate about art. What's he doing on a list like that? We aren't that close. But he doesn't seem like the type to hurt others, let alone kill. My head spins. I keep staring at the text like they'll disappear. I should respond to him. Who knows what will happen if I leave him on red. I have some time after the digital art class. How about the cafeteria? Closes pretty late. I don't mind meeting anywhere else though. He seems nice enough. I can't let this stupid joke bother me. He's my project partner after all. Before I pass out from all the stress, I decide to get some breakfast. Have breakfast at home. I'll just eat at home today. Going out means potentially running into someone on the list. Try not to think about how Rylee is on it, or how I can't possibly avoid him now that we're project partners. When I exit my bedroom, I'm hit with a strong smell of bacon. Right, Anthony. My roommate who's also on the list of all people willing to kill for me. I mutter under my breath. How wonderful. Unfortunately, my stomach growls at the smell of Anthony's cooking. Seems my stomach doesn't care about a potential killer's breakfast. Morning. Come sit. I'm not hungry. My stomach grumbles in protest and Anthony raises an eyebrow. Without another word, he sets down a plate and slides it in my direction. Eat. Food is food. I feel rigid sitting at the counter. It's hard not to imagine the food being poisoned or tampered with in some way. I mean, they kill for you, not like they'll kill you, I think. Milo might. No, the list of people are willing to kill for me, so this should be safe, right? You just eat it. Eggs and bacon. Simple. Is it too suspicious to just bolt out of the apartment? Probably. Okay, thanks. Anthony shrugs before making his own plate. We eat in silence, and when we finish, Anthony does the dishes without complaint. I choose that moment to slip out the door. Bye. See you later. The morning air does nothing to clear my head. I walk around campus, hoping to forget about everything, even if it's just for the moment. The sun is rising over the buildings, casting long shadows across everything. A few early birds sit on the benches with textbooks open, but no one pays me any attention. My phone buzzes in my pocket, again and again. I don't need to see any more Heart Echo notifications, or at least what I think are from Heart Echo. Everyone's going about their lives. Why does my chest feel so tight? I sit down on a bench near the art building, watching students trickle in and out for their classes. Somewhere inside, Rylee is probably already there, sketching in his notebook. My fingers drum against my thigh. My mind can't help but wonder. I need to get to class. I find a seat near the back of the lecture hall, close to the exit. Close enough to leave if I need to. Among the many general education courses I've been forced into taking, at least digital art is actually related to my major. These classes are always exciting to me. The professor guides the class through yet another Photoshop tutorial, teaching us how to photo bash for reference material. Rhythmic clicks from the others fill the room, but they do little to calm my nerves. I can't help but worry about what my meeting with Rylee would be like. I tap my stylus pen against the tablet, staring at the clock on the bottom right of the screen, as if staring would make the numbers go up faster. Rylee is on the list. I'm supposed to sit next to him in a likely empty classroom, talk about our art project, and pretend I don't know how he's willing to... I can't finish the thought. The walls are closing in. What if he's already there, waiting for me? What if he knows I'm scared? What if that's what he wants? The bell snaps me from my thoughts. I pack up my things slowly, letting the other students file out ahead of me. I know I can't just stand there. I need to keep moving. No matter how terrified I am of him, I still don't know if the list is real or not. This could all be made up, and it'd be rude of me to leave him hanging. The classroom is empty, and I head to the door, leaving. The hallway is crowded, but I don't see anyone I recognize. My phone buzzes and I pick it up for once. Are we still on for later? On my way. I take a deep breath. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. He's not dangerous. I mean, not to me, at least. At least I hope not. He's so cute, though. I slip it back into my pocket and get moving. The art classroom is mostly empty at this hour, just a few clusters of students scattered around working on their own project. Rylee is there, claiming a group of desks by the window. He's all alone. His shoulders are hunched, his head tilted, his lips pressed together in concentration. A sketchbook lies open in front of him, and his pencil moves across the page in quick, confident strokes. What is he drawing? Hey, right. His hands slam the pages shut so fast the pencil goes flying, looking up at me with wide, startled eyes, cheeks flushing pink. I bet he was drawing me. Hi. Sorry, I didn't mean to sneak up on you like that. No, it's fine. I was just lost in thought. You know how it is. What were you working on? Oh, just practice sketches, studies. Nothing interesting, really. Can I see? His fingers tighten on the cover. For a moment, I think he's going to say no. It's not very good. I mean, I was just messing around and... Rylee? He hesitates and he flips the pages quickly, too quickly for me to catch more than a blur of lines and shadows. He lands on the page a study of hands in different poses. Hands are hard, you know? I can never seem to get them right. I'm pretty sure that's not the page he was working on, but whatever. He's just a bit shy, that's all. They're really good. Thanks, that means a lot coming from you. His smile is genuine now. His shoulders relax, pulling the sketchbook closer to his chest. So, the project. Right, I was thinking... His hands move as he talks, faster and faster as he gets excited. And then we could use different mediums for each piece, like charcoal for one and watercolor for another, to show how essence changes depending on... Rylee, that might be too ambitious. I don't want to stress you out. Maybe we should start simpler and... Rylee, you there? He blinks at me, his cheeks are pink again. Let's do it your way. Sounds good. Really? His voice cracks on the word. I can't help but giggle at that, and we spend the next hour talking through the details. Or rather, he talks and I listen. His ideas are good, better than good. He's thought about this more than I have, clearly. By the time we wrap it up, the classroom is emptied out completely. I'll walk you back. You don't have to. I want to. His voice is soft, but there's something underneath that makes me pause. Something that sounds like insistence. I gather my things and we walk through the quiet campus together. The stars are out, scattered across the sky like speckled white paint. Rylee walks close to me, close enough that our shoulders brush from time to time. We reach my building and he stops at the entrance, turning to me. I'll see you tomorrow? Yeah, take care. He lingers for a moment, then nods and turns away. I watch him go until his figure blurs and I can't see him anymore. It went better than I expected. I'm scrolling through my phone when the messages come through. Today was really fun. I'm glad we're partners. Who's got you smiling like that? I look up. Anthony's leaning against the doorframe of his room. Arms crossed. I didn't hear him come out. No one. Just the project. The project? Yeah, with Rylee. He's my partner. Right, the Sinclair kid. You know him? We met at some point. He pushes off from the doorframe, moving towards me. Be careful with that one. What does that mean? Nothing. Just that he can be a bit much more than he lets on. He holds my gaze a moment too long. Another notification chimes. I glance back down at the screen. Everything okay? Just wanted to check in. Come swing by tomorrow. I'll make you a honey latte. I stare at the messages. Milo being exactly the kind of friend he's always been. My hands shake. My heart's still racing from Anthony's words. From everything. Respond normally. My fingers tap the screen quickly. Don't worry about me. I'm just tired. I'll hold you to that honey latte. Get some rest. I look up. Anthony's still standing there, waiting for me to say something. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks. He gives me a quick nod and turns, walking back to his room. His door shuts behind him with a quiet click. I get a notification. A post from Brutal Honesty. It's always the ones you have the highest expectations for that disappoint you the most. Hey! I step into the shower. The steam fogs up the bathroom, and I stand under the hot water for longer than I need to, letting it wash over me, letting it drown out my thoughts. Creak. I turn off the tap. Creaking just outside the window. Clutching the towel to my chest, I wait, listening. The water drops on my hair onto the tile floor. I don't hear it a second time. Was Rylee watching me? What's that noise? My heart pounds louder. I peek through the blinds. I don't know what I thought I would have seen. I don't know what it could have been. There's nothing there. I wake to an empty apartment. Anthony's door is open when I pass it. I try not to read into it. I shouldn't be making him into something he might not be. A pile of warm toast is on the kitchen counter. He must have prepared some for me before he left. My phone buzzes. I hope he slept well. I spent the whole night looking at references for our project. So excited for class today. See you soon. I read his messages, a smile tugging at my lips despite everything. He's cute. That's the word that comes to mind. Cute in a way that makes this all seem too absurd. I grab a piece of toast from the stack, munching on it quickly as I gather my things of class. I check my phone again. No new notifications, no Brutal Honesty post, just Rylee's notification sitting there. The walk to campus is different today. Students mill about between buildings, laughing and talking in the sunlight, shining brighter than yesterday. It's different. It's peaceful. I don't feel my heart sinking that much anymore. Rylee comes out of the art building, sketchbook tucked under his arm, head down. He looks up and his eyes sparkle when they find me. Yinny, wanna get lunch together? My treat. I would say Rylee is definitely so sweet though. Sounds good. It's so hard to suspect him of anything. I think he just hides it so well. Falls into step beside me, chattering about class, about projects, about some artist he discovered online whose work he wants to show me. He seems to have opened up to me after our meeting yesterday, like he doesn't need to hide. I listen to his light chattering, giving him short replies whenever he waits for me to answer. We find a spot in the food court, and Rylee insists on paying, swiping his credit card before I can pull out my wallet. You didn't have to. It's to thank you for everything. He grins at me and my heart flutters. He's off again. Ideas spilling out, color theory and composition, the different ways artists capture the same subject. What we can do with our project that's never been done before. I find myself smiling, watching him ramble excitedly. It's easy to forget in moments like this that anything is wrong. The light that hits your face when you're sitting by the window in visual fundamentals. I've been trying to capture it in my sketches, but I can never get it quite. His sketches? I give him a look and he stops himself, cheeks flushing. His eyes dart away. I mean, it's something I noticed. We could reference it for the project. You've been sketching me. He lowers his head further. Not like it's just practice. His words trip over each other. Face growing redder by the second, gripping his sketchbook so hard his knuckles are white. I'm flattered. You are? I think back to the sketch I pieced together a few days ago. How long has he been drawing me? Yeah, next time just tell me before you draw me. I will. He laughs breathlessly. Can I see them? The sketches? They're not finished. I want them to be perfect before I show you. Rylee? Soon, I promise. I just need to get them right. I notice the way his fingers curl tightly around the edge of his sketchbook. The way he glances at me when he thinks I'm not looking. What's in there that he doesn't want me to see? The cat's out of the bag, yet he's still being so secretive. He changes the topic again after that, going back to the project. Talking fast again, hands moving again. I try to follow, try to focus on his words, but my mind keeps wandering away. To how he reacted when I asked about the sketches. To the list, always a list lurking in the back of my mind. You know what's wrong? I blink. He's leaning forward, face close to mine, concern written across his features. Sorry, I'm just tired. We can stop for today if you want. No, it's fine. I want to keep going. He studies me for a moment, his eyes almost knowing, then his soft smile returns. Let's go to the cafe. Some caffeine might help. I know you go there sometimes. Milo's gonna be so pissed. How's he know that? That'd be nice. He probably just saw us walking there or just saw us in there. The sun is starting to set, painting the cafe windows in shades of orange and pink. Believing that I'm fatigued, he's quieter. I notice how he's holding back, how he's doing his best not to bother me. See, he's sweet, despite being a murderer. I'm not used to his silence. He's timid, sure, but he's been more talkative whenever he's with me. I don't think I'll ever get used to his silence. Somehow part of me hopes that he'd start talking again. The doorbell chimes a soft, bright tune. The cafe is warm, humming with the murmur of students and the hiss of the espresso machine. The air smells of cinnamon and coffee beans, the window slightly fogged up, like it's always been. I slide into a booth with Rylee next to me. Close. Closer than he needs to be. He's already pulling out his sketchbook. Flipping to a fresh page, his leg bouncing under the table. My eyes drift to the counter. Milo is there, wiping down the machine. He glances up when we enter, then looks away. He hesitates, worried about my exhaustion, worried that he'll go too far with his chatting. He's worried about me. Say any ideas you have, so don't hold back. He gives me a slight nod, reassured. I was thinking you could use something that feels you. Not really what you're comfortable with, but what you're drawn to. I honestly never thought about it that much. You must have something you love, something that makes you feel, I don't know, home? His eyes are fired up with passion. He gazes into mine. Nothing's coming to mind. Oh, no worries, we'll figure it out together. How's the project coming along? Milo's standing over us, arms crossed, an easy smile on his face, eyes fixed on Rylee. Oh, well, hi Milo. He was relaxed a moment ago, comfortable. Now he looks anxious. It's going well, we're just planning out our pieces, you know. He sits across from us, settling in the booth. Aren't you working? Sounds interesting. You're an art student, right? Rylee gives him a nod, his shoulders tensing further. It's odd, but Rylee looks a bit starstruck. Seen you walk around in the student gallery, you got talent. Oh, thanks. He scratches at his fingernails, not knowing what to say. How about checking out the lecture series next week? They've got guest speakers, holding on contemporary portraiture. He leans back, arms along the back of the booth. It'll be good to meet some new people. Rylee's eyebrows furrow. Why would I be interested in anyone else? His wording throws me off. The way his tone drops all of a sudden, as if Milo had insulted him. Insulted him by insinuating that he should have spent time with another person. The admiration that was just there a few seconds ago vanishes. I don't recognize what takes its place. And what's with that look? Suit yourself. He stands up, brushing off his apron, and his eyes meet mine for a second. Let me know if you need anything. Before I can respond, he's gone. Back behind the counter, leaving Rylee and I alone. That was kinda weird. You know Milo. I had no idea they knew each other, but if what just happened is any indication, they've definitely met at least once before. Once before that I was never aware of. Now that I think about it, I don't really know much of anything about Milo's personal life. He's always so focused on me. Two other people on the list. Two of them who happen to recognize each other. This doesn't feel like a mere coincidence. A buzzing starts under my skin. An uncomfortable feeling that only builds as my mind begins to spiral. It's only broken by Rylee's reply. I almost forgot I had asked him a question. Not really. Sorta? We know of each other. He's always checking on you, isn't he? Always making sure you're okay. His tone is empty of the warmth that's usually there. Yeah, he is, but I see him hovering around you a lot. I feel like these three, as in Anthony, Rylee, and Milo, are just so aware of each other. Like they're just constantly Spider-Man pointing at each other. After classes at the cafe, it's hard not to notice. His words make me nervous. In spite of everything, I feel the need to defend Milo on the off chance that the list is just an elaborate prank. Milo's just some goof I grew up with and nothing else. He would never be a danger to others. I cling to that thought and let it carry me back to my conversation with Rylee. He's known me for a long time. We grew up together. I'm glad you have people who care about you. Or so he says, but his voice sounds distant. Not like he's offering compassion, but more so like he's reading from a textbook. Me too. Hey, and now you have me. No need to rely on Milo all the time. He smiles, but it doesn't reach his eyes. His hand finds mine, fingers stretching around my wrist. I can take care of you better than he can. My mouth is dry. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what it means coming from him, but with his name on that list and his sketchbook full of secrets. Rylee, he pulls away out of the booth before I can finish. It's cold out. You need something warm? I'll get you a drink. The switch up in personality. Now that he's a bit jealous, he heads towards the counter and I'm left sitting here, heart pounding, watching him talk to the barista. He glances back at me once, twice, 3 times, checking to make sure that I'm still there. When he comes back, he's carrying 2 cups. He hands one to me. The heat seeps through the cardboard, heating my palms. The cafe doors swing shut behind us, cold air hitting my face. I pull my jacket a little tighter, and campus is empty at this hour. Building's dark, our footsteps echo on the pavement, the only sound in the silence. The drink is sweet the way I like it. He brought it for me without asking what I wanted, just like Milo does. I sip it as we walk, the warmth spreading through my chest. I don't think about what that means. I like this. Being with you, working on something together. I mean, it's hard for me to talk to people, but with you, it's like I can just be me. I glance at him, his face lit by the soft glow of the streetlight. You're pretty fun to be around, Rylee. Really? I like how passionate you are about your interests. You don't find it annoying? I know I tend to ramble on a lot. It's cute. He ducks his head, but I catch a smile spreading across his face. His hands come up to hide it, but it's no use. If you could create anything, what would you make? Create? Art. We're too busy with assignments and practice and all that. What if we had the time for our own work? I take another sip of the drink, savoring the taste of sugar on my tongue. Something about how it feels to be alone in the crowd. Do you feel lonely? Not particularly. It's just as if I'm drowning, but no one's realized it yet. I used to feel the same too. He tucks a strand of hair behind his ear. Before I found something to focus on. Your art? Art helps, yeah, but it's not the same as having someone. Someone who sees you for who you are. I've only known you for a few days, my dude. We walk together in silence. I noticed. You seem really anxious lately. I pause. Yinny, is there something on your mind? I should tell him about the list. About Heart Echo, about everything. The words are right there on the tip of my tongue. But I can't. You can tell me. I'll keep it a secret. He's standing there like he's waiting for something. For me to say the right words, for me to give him what he's been waiting for. You don't trust me, do you? It's not about trust, Then what is it? I look away. Nothing. Forget I said anything. For a moment he's quiet, fingers curled at his sides. I'm sorry. I glance over. He's not looking at me anymore. Hands shoved into his pockets. I get excited, then I push too hard. I do that. He looks at his shoes, kicking at a loose pebble, watching it skip ahead of us. I'm not good at talking, but I'm trying for you. I really just want to understand you better. You don't have to tell me anything you're not ready for, but can I still walk you home? His fingers peek out of his sleeve, fidgeting with the hem. I like being around you. If you want to walk alone, I get it. He starts to step back, giving me room. You can walk with me. You sure? I don't want to make you uncomfortable. You won't. He offers me a smile. The same smile he gives when I compliment his work. It's hopeful. I'm happy to hear that. He follows me to my apartment door, making sure that I return home safely. Good night, Edie. He gives me the sweetest smile, the smallest wave, and leaves me be. He hasn't looked back. Good night, Rylee. The hallway is quiet. I fumble for my keys at the door, my hands clumsy. I find it. I fit it into the lock and I push open the door. I'm barely through when I stumble, reaching to grab the wall, but my fingers slip. My head is pounding. Footsteps approach from behind me, echoing through the corridor. Turn around, but my body doesn't listen. My legs buckle beneath me and I fall, but I don't hit the ground. Did he put something in my drink? Shh. I've got you. He's holding me, his arms around my waist, keeping me upright. His breath is warm against my ear, face close to mine. So close. Too close. I've got you. I'll always have you. Why, how is Anthony the assassin the most normal one? I can't keep my eyes open. The world is spinning, tilting, falling away. I try to push him away, but my arms won't budge. My legs won't hold me. My body isn't mine anymore. He carries me to the bed, being as gentle as he can. Gentle despite everything. The mattress dips when he sits beside me. Where are his glasses? His hand brushes the hair from my forehead. Fingertips tracing down my cheek, my jaw, the curve of my neck. Oh, I wanted this for so long. All the shyness is gone, burned away by desire. Rylee! To just be with you. To have you all to myself. I try to call out. For Anthony, for anyone. My tongue feels thick in my mouth, my lips numb. What comes out is barely a whimper. There's no need for that. I'm right here for you. He gently strokes my head. Should be soothing, should be comforting. It's what he wishes it to be. I'll take care of you. I'll take care of everything. You're mine, you've always been mine. From the first moment we met, from when we bumped into each other, I knew. You're mine to love, you. The door slams open and I hear it through the fog. What the hell are you doing? Rylee's hand freezes in my hair. I was just... Get out. Now. You don't understand, we were just... This is your only warning, Sinclair. Get out or I will make you. I hear footsteps. A sharp inhale, the rustle of fabric. She's mine, you can't just... She's not yours, as she never has been. Everything is muffled and distant, and crash, a thud, a grunt of pain, another crash, glass shattering. Everything goes quiet. Yinny, can you hear me? Stay with me. Darkness. Light bleeds in, but it's pulling me under. Well, insane. Alright, one more thing. Let's pick none of them. I choose none of them. I choose normalcy. I choose safety. That's the best idea you've had all day, Yinny. I get a call. The screen flashes Cal. I'm not that close with him yet, but curiosity gets the better of me. Hello? Yinny. His voice is flat, devoid of its usual playful smirk.
I have to say, I'm really disappointed in you.
He has a voice? Disappointed? What are you talking about?
The game. You just... gave up. You had the most fascinating variables, the perfect setup, and you chose the most boring ending imaginable. It's a narrative tragedy.
I mean, I kinda just want to live after experiencing all the other realities. Cal, what game? You're not making any sense.
Of course not. That's the point. Look, I'm a generous guy. I believe in second chances. So I'm going to ask you to restart.
Oh.
Try again. Make a more interesting choice this time.
Cal is so suspicious to me now. I always knew there was something going on. That man was so hot. I knew he had skeletons in his closet. You completely lost me. Is this about the heart echo? I hear a laugh from the other side.
Anyway, I sent you a little incentive.
What the hell?
A gift to clear the board. It should be at your door.
I'm scared. His tone lightened suddenly, becoming conversational.
Funny story, actually. There was a little shipping mix-up. I ordered a deluxe maid outfit, black lace trim. Very specific instructions. But I think you got my other package instead. Whoops.
A cold dread trickles down my spine. A gift? At my door? Cal, what did you do?
Don't worry, the frills were probably overkill anyway. Think of it as a hard reset.
Ow!
Good luck on your next try. Do better.
Reveal your true colors right now. The line goes dead. A shipping mix-up? A maid outfit? I look at my apartment door. A plain unmarked cardboard box sits just outside on the welcome mat. I take a hesitant step closer, my hand reaching out. A low electronic beep emits from the box, quickening into a frantic final chitter. Oh no. The world dissolves into a scream of light and splintering wood. Congrats, you just got bombed. Man, screw you, Cal. But that was all of the rats for the brand new demo of Knee Deep. I hope you guys liked that. I loved the update to the demo. I thought it gave a lot more insight into the different personalities of the love interests that we're going to be encountering. Because I played the original demo, but that one was like quite short for, I believe it was for Yandere Jam. And I was very intrigued by it. I also loved the new art direction that they've done. And the animation at the start is gorgeous as well. In terms of love interest, I think they did a really good job in defining 3 types of yanderes. I find it really interesting as well that Anthony, despite being the assassin, is like the least unhinged one. And I think like his yandere tendencies, like it all stems from like a desire to protect you and stuff. But like Anthony is definitely much more calm, much more collected. And I think potentially probably a little bit more reasonable. But however, I haven't seen him snap, haven't seen him unhinged. Milo definitely is the most insane because he snapped very quickly. It was just you ignoring a couple of messages and he lost his absolute mind. I'm very interested to see how his route is going to go given that he ramped up so quickly. Same with Rylee as well. Both of them ramped up so quickly. Rylee in particular, I think Milo is like scary for sure, but he's so obviously scary. However, Rylee is like kind of like a bit of a wild card to me because he's so gentle and innocent. And it's not like we ignored him or anything. It's not like we ghosted him. We've been spending time with him all day, hanging out with him, doing the assignment with him, and he still found the necessity to drug us and follow us into our home, which is, I honestly think, quite shocking in comparison to Milo, despite Milo being the one being, you know, quite violent. I think it makes me like quite worried about Rylee's potential and what he could possibly do. However, it does seem like he's quite easily subdued given that Anthony dealt with him pretty quickly. So after we realize that Rylee has done this, because we know Rylee has done something, and we know that he's like broken into our home, I wonder how we're going to, I guess, interact with Rylee after when the story picks up from there. It'll be very interesting to see. Thank you so much for experiencing this story with me. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. If you did, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe so you miss out on the next part. And also, if you guys would like to support the developers, they are having a Kickstarter for this game. I have linked it in the description box below, along with the link to the page if you would like to check out the demo yourself. And if you would like to support me, my Patreon is linked in the description box below as well. Supporting me monetarily is never mandatory, just very, very appreciated, as it keeps helping me to create content for you guys. Anyways, thank you so much again, and until next time, take care.